Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is Mr. Maxwell, and welcome back to another side quest about video games with myself and Exilemagpie.
Hello.
Had a break last week.
Yeah.
There really wasn't anything to talk about.
There was one thing to talk about.
Yeah, and it was stupid.
Yes.
It was stupid.
Yes.
And technically, we are going to be talking about it today.
Yes. Oh, you're on about the other thing. I'm on about Suicide Squad.
Oh no, that wasn't stupid. That was just bad. I'm on about Stellar Blade.
Yes.
But that was stupid.
Yes.
By the way, I played that demo. It's fantastic.
On many levels, on both sides, it is.
That game is fantastic.
Yeah,
and
the game's fantastic. It is literally like, it's an action slasher.
Well,
we'll get to it. Let's go.
Right, so we're going to start off with Suicide Squad. If you don't know, the Joker came out last week. And,
yeah,
he's about as good as you think he is.
Mm-hmm. It's not great. So, apparently, Rocksteady? Yeah, Rocksteady and Warner Brothers believes that the Joker himself and nothing else for at least half of this season is all the extra content this game needs. This game, which end game content is literally 3 mission types that you've already played, repeated verbatim.
Yep, and then you fight
a
version of Brainiac, which is just
a boss of one of the Justice League members you've already faced.
Which this time it's Green Lantern.
Yeah. Here's the thing. They expect people to do this for 7 seasons? No, sorry. No, not 7. 13?
13.
Are you...
Here's the best thing, right?
Are you high?
So, Suicide Squad is doing that badly. Right, number 1. Arkham Origins has now got more...
Oh, yeah, because it's a better game.
Well, yeah. Right, so number 1, the worst Arkham game...
Origins.
Not that it's a bad game, it's just the worst out of the 4.
It's literally like comparing... it's like comparing the Indiana Jones trilogy and saying the Temple of Doom is the worst of the 3. Technically, you're kind of right. But it's not a bad movie.
It's still Indiana Jones.
It's still Indiana Jones. And before anyone comes in, what about the...
We're not going to talk about the other 2 movies. They don't exist.
I will respond with, no, it's the Indiana Jones trilogy. There is no movies beyond that. And I will have anyone who mentions burnt with the Emperor's flame. You will be fed. You will be one of the 2,000 fed to...
If anybody ever mentions like the other 2 Indiana Jones movies that obviously do not exist, I don't know. To me, that smells a little bit like heresy.
Yes.
Yeah, that is heresy against the God Emperor of Man.
That is either heresy. It's either heresy or it is definitely
to our Lord and Savior the God.
Either that or it's treason against democracy.
Oh yes.
Against Super Earth.
Def 100%.
Definitely. But I do feel sorry for the people that like enjoyed the campaign and was like, oh, do you know what? If they just build on the stuff that worked, and
I don't know, being on the internet, I don't think there's not many.
There wasn't many of them. No, there wasn't many of them. But there was like what I've seen through people like online and all that is that it wasn't a massive community that was still like holding out, but it was enough to keep the game going, sort of thing, ticking over.
Maybe.
Not the massive multi-franchise, multi-fucking-year moneymaker.
Not Destiny 10.
Not that. Not what Warner Brothers wanted. Not the amount, but enough to justify the game being supported, right? And then they released the Joker, and everyone just turned around and went, "Nah, done."
What the fuck is this shit?
If
I'm honest, right, I'm not even going to lie. I think we actually talked about it when we talked about the Joker being the thing. And I'm pretty sure I said I don't like him.
Yeah, but the problem is also, right, is you can buy him for, I think it was $10.
Oh yeah, he's supposed to be free.
Or you can get him for free.
Yeah, but you have to grind for a ridiculous amount of time.
You have to by the time you grind him to unlock him, you've done all of the actual content.
Yeah.
For this season.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Because there isn't any new mission types. There isn't any new new enemies. There's nothing. There is literally launch Suicide Squad with the Joker.
Yeah. Oh, and an extra mission.
Which
no story mission.
The
cutscene.
The new mission type is not going to be introduced until halfway through the season. I'm starting to think there will not be a season 2. Because this game is dying a huge death. It's going to go free to play. It's going to go free to play. I think it's going to go the way of Anthem. So we're going to have it for, I reckon, at least till the end of the year. I mean, that's the least we're going to have. I think that's the most. I think
possibly halfway through next year. But I don't see it lasting any longer than that. But I do agree with you. I think it's going to go free to play. We're going to see it either on Game Pass or PlayStation Plus
or both.
It probably will be on both.
It'll be on both. It'll be on both. It still won't get the bumping user base that Warner Brothers wants. And then they'll go free to play. It still won't get the user base bump that they want because Warner Brothers lives in an alternate universe that makes no sense, and money is literally an infinite supply of thing, and everyone pays for shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's Warner Brothers. That is the hierarchy of Warner Brothers because
that is
the only way it makes sense.
That is Western entertainment right now.
Yeah. That is the vast majority of Western entertainment, especially in the corporate major companies side.
Oh, speaking of which, Fallout is not too bad. It's alright.
Yeah. Although
I've only watched the first episode. It was alright.
Clearly Bethesda are still pretty pissed that people like New Vegas over Fallout 3 and 4. Justifiably so, even though that game is a buggy mess, but considering they only were given 18 months to make the thing, it's a miracle the game was actually working because they built that thing in the creation engine, and we all know how wonderful it just works engine that is.
It just works. Yes.
But yeah, apparently in like some of the scene in a scene or in the opening,
there's a lot of New Vegas
being absolutely nuked to oblivion, and I'm like, that is the most interesting part of your lore. What is wrong with you? But yeah, it's nice that it's not an absolute shit show like Halo.
Yeah, it's true. Good lord.
Which has apart from like the Halo put it this way, right? The Halo series makes more sense if you take everything to do with Halo out of it.
And even then, it doesn't really make much sense.
Yes, I know, but the problem is,
if you change everything about the Halo TV show.
Yes. No, right. So, right. Imagine it was Mass Effect instead of Halo, and it would actually make a little bit more sense.
Would it?
Yes. I'm not saying much more sense. I'm just saying, like, it would make more sense. The fact that the Master Chief goes and does a thing with it.
Oh, you mean that? Okay.
Yeah, but also like the whole political intrigue sort of stuff, which is, yes, it's in Halo, but it's in the background, and it's not shoved in your face. And also,
you're Master Chief. Like you don't listen to that shit.
I know, but also, as everyone says, all fans of Master Chief, including the women, always say the helmet stays on.
Well, yeah, any character that never reveals his face in the source material,
you don't remove their helmet.
You don't remove whatever it is that covers their face.
You don't remove.
The minute you give them a face, that they lose their the mystery. Like Judge Dredd wouldn't work if he took his helmet off.
And we have proof because there's a Sylvester Stallone movie.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. But the movie Dredd, on the other hand, works.
Yeah.
Because
speaking of movies, the new Alien movie looks mint.
Oh, Alien Romulus looks really good. It does. And I'm not a massive horror fan, but Alien is one of the few horror movies.
I'm a little bit worried because is it not Warner Brothers that owns the Alien franchise?
No, it's 20th. It was 20th Century Fox,
so
Disney owns it.
Oh, Jesus!
The thing is that the people that like there was a lot of Alien Isolation influence in the trailer, like
possibly
the environment very looks like a space station in the same style as Sevastopol. Facehuggers there's a lot of them.
Oh yeah,
and that is a oh fuck no.
Yeah, that's definitely a no.
I think these people either they're clearly they seem to know and understand the Alien franchise more than Ridley Scott.
At least from the trailer.
The movie could be an absolute fail upon failure. I totally understand that because people got really excited about Prometheus and Covenant, and we all know how they turned out.
Oh no, I didn't get after Prometheus. I was not.
I just want it to go back to the logic of Alien and Aliens.
Yeah.
Where people weren't stupid.
Yes.
Like
that would be nice.
Even in Alien, when everyone is breaking the rules regarding of letting you know who in.
Yeah.
Even though he's clearly been infected by an alien organism,
right.
Which is like, yeah, there's 1,001 quarantine breaches that are happening right now, but you can understand the reasoning behind it because of the fact that it's a small, tight-knit crew that they all like each other, etc. And also, Ash is actually an android that's programmed by the company to kill everyone so that the xenomorph can be studied. But anyway, yeah, Alien Romulus looks really, really good.
See, the thing is, right, with Alien, right, I don't, like, I'm not saying they have to do that, but, like, I don't mind the idea of a prequel, like with Prometheus. Yeah. But what I would prefer is maybe a sequel dealing with Weyland-Yutani.
Ooh, yes, that would be nice.
How the fuck did they find out? I mean, we now know because of Prometheus. But, like, a long time ago, how the fuck did they find out about the xenomorph?
Yeah. Also, like, I would like to see
Which actually, you know what? Retcon. Just retcon Prometheus and Alien Covenant. Just retcon the whole lot.
Retcon both of them. Also, retcon Alien 3. And I want to see some repercussions between the Colonial Marines and Weyland-Yutani, because Weyland-Yutani just sent... Basically, they told the Marines to go to this planet and was like, yeah, they're going to die. We're perfectly fine with that, aren't we, guys?
It's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Fine, just fine. We've gone on a tangent.
Yeah, we've gone on a massive tangent. I think
back to the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, back to Suicide Squad.
So, the Joker got released. It's not doing very well. It's awful. He's literally awful. Back to your point, to the people who like the story. You watch CW, don't you? Because that's what this is written like.
Yes, I know. What I would say is maybe not the actual story, but like the voice, like the characterizations, the characters, and also the voice acting.
The
problem is
the voice acting's good. The characterization, the only good one is King Shark.
Yeah. The problem is that all games live and die on the gameplay loop. What is the thing you'll be doing the most? For example, in an RPG, what you'll be doing most, especially in a traditional RPG like your Final Fantasy 7s and Octopath Traveler, etc., etc. What you will be doing most is the combat to grind, to level up, to be able to progress to the next story beat, etc., etc. In something like Helldivers, if we're going to go for live service, Helldivers is basically picking a mission, going down, doing the mission, killing bugs or robots, depending on which faction you're going up against on that mission, doing the mission, doing the side missions, etc., etc. Get back up if you survive, and repeat. Suicide Squad is basically doing the same missions over and over and over again, and they're not fun.
No.
And that's the thing. Like, Helldivers, I think, is a little bit grindy in regards to leveling. It takes a while to actually level up. But granted, I'm only playing on level 2 because I'm a noob, don't play that often, and also tend to be on my own. So, the experience boost that you get from high difficulties is understandable, etc., etc. But I don't really... When the gameplay loop is fun and enjoyable and varied, like Helldivers, you don't notice the grind. You don't notice how long it's taking you to level up because you go, that was fun, I want to do it again. Let's go again. Instantly. Let's drop again. Let's go, boys. Right? When it is boring, unimaginative, and basically repeating the same thing over and over and over again, with no variation, no inclination of fun or actual enjoyment, you notice the grind a lot more.
Yeah.
And the Suicide Squad is the prime example because there is zero variation from mission to mission. Like I said, the end game is the same 3 missions that you've already done during the game, repeated verbatim for indefinite. And it's still like that now because we haven't got to the midway point where the supposed new mission type is going to be put in.
Yes.
So, yeah, no one wants... why... I just don't understand the whole logic of, oh yeah, the Joker's out, he's the content. No, he's the character that you play with the content.
It's not... you know what? I need to say this. He's not the Joker. He's not.
No.
He's not the Joker.
He's trying to find himself.
He's trying to find himself. He's getting in touch with his feelings. The fucking Joker is getting in touch with his feelings. What is wrong with you?
The Joker is...
He is the embodiment of chaos. That's literally his point. Is that he is... You do not know what is going to happen when he is around.
Yeah.
That is the point of the Joker. It's the very reason why no one in the entire universe, absolutely nobody trusts the Joker.
No.
Because it's just like, well, I could team up with him, and yeah, my plan could work if I team up with the Joker. But let's be honest, he's probably going to stab me in the back at the first time, and not because, well, he could take over and he become the big boss, or no, because it'll be funny.
Yeah.
That's it. He is, and this is just like, it's not the Joker. It's a guy pretending to be a clown.
Yeah, the Joker is everything opposite to the Batman. He is everything up. The Batman is literally like using your trauma and all that sort of stuff to make yourself a better person and make things of a better, but also being stoic and like don't let your emotions overrule you, etc., 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 etc. And the Joker is literally the opposite to everything that the Batman is. And this person that is apparently the Joker is not that.
No, he's an Elseworld Joker. Fuck off. I hate that shit. You could have you had Mark Hamill be the Joker in your universe, right? And you killed him. And to be fair, that was good. You had made a really good story involving his death, and then the third one's story, which wasn't fantastic, but it still dealt with like
the repercussions.
It dealt with Jason Todd, and all that sort of stuff. And then just because you realised that oh shit, the Suicide Squad, people are going to want to be. You knew people were going to want to be Joker.
Yeah,
you knew people were going to be Joker.
Here's the thing. Also, they went. So we've got a lunar shooter with the Suicide Squad. So everyone's going to have guns. How How many members of the Suicide Squad use guns?
Also, the other thing here is like there is literally no way Amanda Waller would willingly have the Joker on her team.
Yeah,
because he would literally just be like, so wait a second, there's bombs in our heads, yes, and if we don't do what you say, they go off.
Yes.
Right? Number one, the Joker is kind of like Batman with the whole sense of like things happen around him because the plot demands it.
Yeah.
Right? And just like Batman always wins because the plot demands it. Right? And that's fine.
Batman has a plan within a plan within a plan within a plan because the plot demands it.
Yeah, but that's fine. Like, if you're a Batman fan, you understand that, and that's fine. It's the same with the Joker. You understand that, like, things happen around the Joker because the plot demands it. So the Joker, the funny thing for the Joker is the Joker kind of knows that things happen around him.
Yeah. And
so, like, having the Joker in the Suicide Squad, and this is why this will never happen in the comics, is because the Joker would literally go, I'm going to kill everybody in the Suicide Squad. And I'm going to shoot them. No. I'm going to make their heads explode.
Yeah.
Because the Joker will somehow find a way to get the chip out of his head on his own.
Yeah.
Because he's the Joker. And then he will use that against everybody else.
Yeah, but also like he would find it highly funny for the Suicide Squad to actually die.
Exactly,
because the punchline would be, well, it is a suicide mission.
Yeah, they are called the Suicide Squad.
They are called the Suicide Squad.
You know, like you wouldn't do it. She wouldn't do it. She would just be like, no, he's a massive liability. We are going to put him in a box and keep him there. We're going to put him in a box, and then we're going to put him in another box, and then we're going to put him in another box, and then we're going to mail him. We're going to mail him to a door, and then I'm going to, when I open it, I'm going to smash you with a hammer. And if you get that reference, get a cookie. Come on! But because I've seen the cutscenes. I've watched people do it, and I'm just like, that's not the Joker. Like, not even... You can't even say that's an Elseworld Joker.
Yeah.
That is... What that is, you know in Batman of the Future?
Yeah.
And you've got the Jokers. And the leader of the one is
Joker
the one
gang.
who is... Yeah, the Joker gang. Is the one that's dressed like the Joker, but it's not the Joker.
Yeah, it's clearly him being homaging the Joker.
And that's what that is.
Yeah.
That is not the Joker.
The difference being is that he's not... stated the leader of the Joker's gang in Batman of the Future or Batman Beyond never pretends to be the Joker. He just basically goes, look, the Joker's amazing, I want to homage him, and we all like him, so we're all doing this in homage to the Joker, and etc. etc. Like, they never pretend, unlike the Suicide Squad Elseworld Joker who they keep trying to say is the Joker, and I'm like,
and I know why they've done this.
Yeah,
I know why they've done this.
Because
they want people to buy it, number one. And number two, it's a way to get the Justice League back. Because I can guarantee you the idea for this was, if this worked, which baffles me to why anybody thought this was going to work, this game was going to work.
Yeah.
They were going to do a Justice League game after this.
Yes. Probably.
Which is probably now in the can because of how bad this is done.
Yeah, but also I think one of the reasons why they picked Joker is because they had there are lists on the online of every person who has been part of the Suicide Squad, and there is a distinct lack of guns with these characters. Like, as if Lex Luthor is going to pick up a gun when he has a fucking kryptonite-powered suit that can fire lasers that is so powerful it can go toe-to-toe with Superman. Granted, when Superman, holds it back, sort of thing, but still, it can take a punch from Superman.
From a half-powered Superman, it can take a punch.
It can take a punch.
Not many people can say that.
No.
I said, like, you know what? I saw how they defeat Superman in the game, and I was just like, what the
just shoot him with loads of bullets.
How is that? Like, we're going to shoot him with a bullet. Have you done no research? Because I'm assuming, like, this person who wrote this story has no idea who these characters are. Because, like, number one, the Flash I mean, yeah, okay, he runs really fast, but like that's not all he does.
Like Barry is
he's able to create lightning in his hands and launch lightning bolts at you.
They watched the Flash series. That's what they did.
And so Barry Allen in the game is just like a wisecracking
asshole.
He's the wisecracking asshole, which is fine. Because Barry Allen is wisecracking.
He's a wisecracker, but the thing is though, like Barry Allen is more than just a wisecracker.
He doesn't.
Barry Allen thinks faster. Like it's not just that he can run fast, the Flash. It's not that he can run so fast he can make tornadoes, etc., etc. No. Barry Allen thinks faster than the fastest supercomputer. Like in the DC world, it's the Bat computer. Barry Allen literally looks at the Bat computer and goes, "Man, it has taken forever for you to figure things out."
Yeah.
They clearly don't understand how the Green Lantern rings.
Well, work. They don't even get John. Is it John Stewart? It's John something.
I think it's John Stewart.
I don't even think they get him right.
No, probably not.
Character-wise, because like he's out of all the Green Lanterns in the thing, he's the one that's like he's very
stoic.
Yeah, he's very stoic, but he's very like military sort of thinking. Like he thinks in like ways of like so
tactical.
Yeah, he's very tactical, and he's very sort of like it's not just I'm going to make a fucking tank and just send it at you. It doesn't work like he doesn't work like that. If you wanted to do that, you could have given us Hal Jordan or who's the other one? Who's the ginger one? Because he's the Smash Mouth one, the ginger one. He's the one that just like fuck it, I'm just going to punch him in the face.
Yeah, he's the brute force.
Yeah.
Typical shonen protagonist. Yeah, like I'm just gonna punch you.
Superman, like I don't even know. I don't think I can count how many times Superman's been shot with a bullet.
Even a
multiple times in a scene, in a comic, in the cartoons, in anything. Think of anything, and like the bullets have just they've not bounced. Yeah, they have crumpled on his skin.
Also think about this, right? We're talking about a mind-controlled, supposedly evil Superman. We already have a potential template you could follow, which is fucking Injustice.
Yeah.
Injustice is like, well, what if Superman's evil? And it doesn't end well. like nothing can like. I'm trying to like put into words the level of what the game portrays him as to actually what the comics and even the TV series have portrayed Superman as, even the movies. Like there's no comparison. There is no comparison.
I don't understand.
In the world.
I'm not even gonna mention Batman. I'm not gonna mention Batman because that it hurts.
It has one of the right. The thing is, though, they get one thing right with Batman. In which case, one is the whole thing of like he's following you all the time.
Yeah.
Until you fight him, and the second one is the one where he basically just eliminates everyone one by one.
Yeah.
Which is what he would do.
Mm.
But then you just decide to throw everything that you've done with that out the window and have a God knows
by the way,
what.
The fight doesn't make any sense because he uses the Scarecrow. He uses fear gas on them, right? So what they're shooting is a giant Halloween Batman.
Yeah.
So,
which doesn't.
And then at the end of the fight,
which has no relation to the action.
Yeah, and then at the end of the fight, they
don't even understand how the Scarecrow's fear toxin works.
Yeah, because like what you're saying is
he actually turned into that giant.
Yeah, but also because it's fear gas. Like what you're saying is all four of them, their greatest fear is Batman,
which is wrong.
Which is wrong in many ways. Like
King
Shark's not afraid of Batman.
I'm actually going to say this: it's wrong for all four of them. And here's the thing, right? They expect. I guarantee you, their plan was probably like the next boss would be the next Brainiac boss would be Batman.
Oh God, it is. It's going to be Batman, isn't it?
It's going to be Batman, right? And obviously you have the Joker. Fear toxin does not work on the Joker.
Yeah.
It actually doesn't work. Because the Joker's not scared of anything. Because he's insane.
Because he's the Joker.
Because he's the Joker. There is literally a scene in Nightfall. Or no, Night's End. I think it's either Night's End or...
No, it's Nightfall Part 2.
Oh, Nightfall Part... Yeah, there's a scene in Nightfall
Part 2.
There's a scene in Nightfall where Scarecrow hits Joker with the fear toxin, and Joker just plays it off. He first pretends that it's making him scared, and then just starts laughing.
Yeah.
And then punches Scarecrow in the face.
Yeah.
And it's just like... You don't... Like, this boss does not work with anyone.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Like, Harley Quinn is not going to be scared of Batman because she knows Batman doesn't kill people.
Mm.
Even if it is this brainiac blooming... It's like, it makes still no sense because of her experience with Batman.
Mm.
King, like you said, King Shark, not going to be scared of Batman. Why? He's had very little interaction with him. Also, you know, King Shark is a demigod.
Yeah.
Batman is immortal.
I think the only one that would be scared of him
Captain Boomerang.
is Captain Boomerang, because he's afraid of everybody.
And Deadshot is Deadshot. He's a hired assassin that has gone toe-to-toe with Batman multiple times and has never once shown fear. Like, yes, Batman makes use of fear as a tactic to get over his opponents. Yes. The problem is that a lot of these rogue gallery are not afraid of him. In a sense of, he is terrifying.
Oh, you know what? Actually, speaking of the Suicide Squad, all right. So I just realised. Right. Okay. Now, not long ago, there was a leak with Suicide Squad, and there was a potential of like who's coming. Mm-hmm. Right. So we know Deathstroke. Right. So what exactly are you going to do with Deathstroke? Because I know he uses guns, and so Deathstroke kind of works with this.
Yes.
But the problem is...
He's one of the few that does.
The problem is that Deathstroke, although he does use guns, he likes to really get in close.
Yeah,
like he's very sadistic in the way he...
Yeah, he likes to punish people.
Yeah.
When he... Like when Deathstroke... So there's Deathstroke and Deadshot. Deadshot is literally the I'm going to shoot you.
I'm a sniper.
I'm an assassin
sniper,
miss. And I never miss. That's my whole shtick.
Deathstroke is I'm better than you.
Deathstroke is the whole thing of like, I am going to kill you and there's nothing a damn thing you can do about it. Congratulations, you are unfortunately my target.
And so what was there was another character, I'm pretty sure it was Victoria Freeze. Now, if you don't know who Victoria Freeze is, she is an Elseworld Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Makes sense, but I don't want Victoria Freeze. And I can guarantee you people who like Mr. Freeze also do not want Victoria Freeze.
I mean, I would prefer Victor Freeze.
I would prefer Victor Freeze. But I'm pretty sure they killed him.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, no, I do not want... It's the same thing with the Joker, right? I don't want this... Whatever this is. This is not...
Here's the thing, right? I bet you they won't even get Victoria Freeze right. They will be some sort of abomination of a character of what they believe Victoria Freeze is, because they won't have read any of the source material. They won't have read any of the actual.
I want to say it's Victoria Freeze. It's the female version of
because
Mr. Freeze.
Because multiverse theory and all that sort of stuff. There's bound to be a female version.
I want Mr. Freeze.
Yeah,
that's who I want. He is my favorite Batman villain.
Yeah,
he is amazing.
Right? Also,
don't give me So you've taken Scarecrow away from me, right? Because he's dead. And I swear to God, if you give me an Elseworld version of Scarecrow, I'm going to come to Rocksteady and I'm going to burn that building to the ground.
Especially since the first Elseworld version of a character you've decided to give us is something that is not the Joker.
Yeah, it isn't the character. Right,
so we do not have any.
I do not want an Elseworld version of Scarecrow. Right? I don't want an Elseworld version of the Joker.
The thing is, right, is if they gave us an actual decent rendition of that character, it'd be fine. The problem is that the current evidence that they've given us indicates that they're not going to give us.
This is what I'm saying. Like, I already know that they're not going to be good.
Yeah.
Just because of the way the story's been written. the way the characters have been written. Because, like, yeah, saying okay, the voice acting cast was really good and they did well. That's all good. And the animation is good. That's all good. But like,
for example,
a turd is still a turd.
Yes, that is also very true. Also, for context, what they've done to Poison Ivy,
we're not going to get into Poison Ivy.
Is beyond.
We are not going to get into Poison Ivy because that, like, again, that is not Poison Ivy because that's not how the green works.
No.
And since Poison Ivy is immortal now, I'm going to be a nerd here. Poison Ivy is immortal now because she is forever connected to the green, hence why she has control of plants and all this other stuff. Which means when she dies in the physical part, she goes back to the green and comes back exactly as she was.
Yeah.
She doesn't come back as a child.
No. Also, she has full memory of everything that's happened to her. And 9 times out of 10, she's even more pissed.
Yeah.
And less forgiving.
Right? So, yeah, they fucked up with Poison Ivy. Right? They fucked up with the Joker. They've completely retconned Harley Quinn. Because this Harley Quinn's does not match any of the Arkham Harley Quinns that we've dealt with. At all.
Yeah, no, the character does not... There's a definite disconnect between the two games in regards to the portrayal of Harley. Well, it's simple. Harley Quinn in the Arkham series is more aching towards the comics and animated series.
Kind of, right? Yeah.
But with their own take.
Their own twist.
Their own take, which is the same with the Penguin, Two-Face, etc., etc. And in the Arkham series, they are very good renditions. And I'd say that to every single character they have, all the way from Killer Croc to Zaz. They are amazing renditions of those characters. Really well done. You can tell the people who did them and wrote for them knew what they were talking about.
So I already know.
And this Harley Quinn is clearly the movie Suicide Squad's Harley Quinn.
Right? And so because of this, I already know that, like, whoever missed, if it's Mr. Freeze or Victoria Freeze, if it's either or, I already know they're going to be poor.
Yeah.
Right, because there's going to be something. Right, I swear to God.
The only thing that will be close to the source material will be the name and at the shallowest part of the background.
Yeah.
Everything else will make no fucking sense.
Right? So let's say so Victoria, we'll just say Victoria Freeze for now. I'm sure I saw it as Victoria Freeze, but I could be wrong.
Basically, the female Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Mrs. Freeze.
I already know they're going to fuck that up because it doesn't make any sense as why any version of Mr. Freeze would use guns when the freeze rays.
Freeze rays.
Like his whole shtick. That's his whole point.
Yeah.
Right?
Also, the freeze rays. Also, Freeze is a egotistical smartass that likes to teach people lessons. I doubt that is going to be in any part of that character that they bring out.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, why would let's say it is Mr. Freeze? Why would Mr. Freeze join the Suicide Squad? Because if you think about it, his whole thing, like, they could go, we're going to put a chip in your head and we'll explode it. All right. His literal thing is like, fine. The only thing that I'm alive for
is my wife.
So, okay. So we've got your wife. You join the Suicide Squad, and we'll look after your wife, and we'll help you find a cure. Okay, that's reason enough, right? But then
that plan always backfires.
That plan always backfires because Mr. Freeze will go, well, no, because I'm literally the only person that's ever done any research into this disease,
and I'm smarter than you.
And I'm smarter than everybody else in the goddamn room. So, yeah, just let me go. And I mean, most of the time it's like, let me go and I won't do anything bad. I'll just try and find a cure. And 9
times out of 10...
9 times out of 10, somebody goes along and fucks something up.
Yeah. I don't even think Amanda Waller is that stupid.
But back to Deathstroke is just like, if all you do is give him guns to shoot everything and everyone, you kind of take away Deathstroke's charm.
Yeah.
Because his whole thing is just like, well, I'm better than you. Because that's why he doesn't like Batman.
Because
Batman beat him.
Yeah.
That's it. And Batman's just like, no. And Deathstroke's like, no, I'm not having it. It's basically Bullseye and Daredevil.
Yeah.
Bullseye hates Daredevil because Daredevil made him miss. That's it.
That's the sole thing. I mean, granted, there's a little bit more nuance with Deathstroke because Deathstroke is a lot smarter than Bullseye.
Yeah.
Deathstroke is one of the people that will plan things out and will be like, no, you don't understand. This isn't my plan. The thing that's just about to kill you is my plan.
Yeah.
I'm just here to watch.
But like, this game is not.
It was doomed to fail the moment it was revealed to be a looter shooter. Because as we stated when they first revealed it, you've got the wrong group. The Suicide Squad, the list of characters that are in the Suicide... You can't have Katana in it. They've got... I mean, Jack Flag... Is it Jack Flag? Yeah, Jack Flag. Jack Flag is in the game as the blooming guy giving you the missions, which means you can't really include him for it to make sense, because it's like, okay, then, well, who's giving you the missions? Amanda Waller? No, Amanda Waller's too busy for that shit.
Yeah, she's dealing with politicians.
She's
telling politicians that everything's sunshine and rainbows.
Roses, and don't worry, I have this button, make sure no one gets out of line. Even though that always fails, but still, no one will get out of line.
Well, no, it always fails, mainly because they always put the chip into somebody. Either one doesn't care,
or two is too.
Like, they literally in the comics they put a chip in Zod's head. Zod, like, General Zod, and he's just like, right, sure. I'm pretty sure it was like a kryptonite.
Oh yeah, I think, did he do something like he
basically burnt his the back of his head.
Yeah, he burnt the back of his head with his laser.
With his
lasers. Somehow. I
can't
remember.
Because Zod is not stupid.
Because Zod is not stupid, and also Zod is the type of bad guy that will literally go through absolute pain.
That's another one. You can't have Zod.
Yeah.
Even if you were going to have Zod would never use guns
because it's demeaning. Why would he use guns?
We've gone on about this far too long.
Yes, we have. But anyway, the Suicide Squad is it's.
But like, now if you think about it, who can they bring in?
From the list of Suicide Squad members that they
you can't bring Bane in.
No.
You can't bring an Elseworld version of Bane in, because I'm pretty sure Bane in Arkham is. He's not dead, but I'm pretty sure he's suffering from venom overdose.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
And
the thing is, they could bring him in because there's been a time skip, hasn't there?
Yeah, it has been. I think it's like 10 years, 10, 15 years or something.
So
like
he could potentially recovered from the venom overdose.
Which also, again, do they ever explain how Batman doesn't die? Because, I mean, he blows up his mansion.
Yes, I know. No. They just basically he went underground.
He went to the Batcave.
He went to the Batcave. He went underground, pretended he was dead, and then the Justice League came over and he was like, yep, sure. Which is something Batman would never fucking do. Batman would just go to a bunch of superheroes who come to him and go, we want you to join our group, and go, yeah, I'll definitely join you.
Yeah.
Every single material involving Batman and the Justice League, Batman is the guy that is part of it, but not really. Because like even in the animated series, like Batman is literally like, look, I'm just here because I paid for this space station. I've paid for all your gear and that. I want to make sure.
Also, Clark is technically my best friend.
Also, Clark
he is my only.
Clark's
friend.
my best friend, and he's kind of forced me into this, but I don't enjoy it. Apart from when Wonder Woman's with us, but anyway, let's not go there. It makes like there was.
Are they going to bring in Gorilla Grodd?
Oh yeah, let's have someone with mind control powers in.
Exactly.
I'm sure that will work. I'm sure.
I will give him guns.
They'll give him guns. Gorilla Grodd, whose whole thing is like, I'm going to enslave everyone and be ruler of the world.
I also like the fact that the game, you will upgrade your gun and it'll make it worse.
Yeah. And that's the thing as well. Like, the upgrading system
Doesn't work.
It doesn't work, but also even with stuff that it does work, it's like it's the most uninspired.
It goes up by like.
It's the most uninspired, meaningless thing. It's like, oh, guns do 5% more damage. Yay!
Oh, that was the thing with the Joker stuff. All the missions.
Yeah.
You had to have the Joker guns. That's what I remember. That was the weird thing. Yeah. So basically, you know how like the game does it. Oh well, if you have these guns.
Yeah, there's like the Bane set and all that.
You
do extra stat damage and all that sort of stuff.
But like, there's enemies that are really only weak to like Venom guns, or they're only weak to. I think there's a
no. They have the Avengers power. Not Avengers. This game's going to die like the Avengers, but anyway. They had there was enemies with flash powers, and you had certain guns to fight them, and etc. etc. But the problem is because you have a gear system that encourages you to get everything of the same gear, it can't make it so that those guns don't work against the things, because otherwise you'll get into situations where you can't kill an enemy.
Yeah, that's been the problem. Well, it's not that they can't kill them, it's just like you remember Destiny 1? Do you remember the yellow enemies that would take absolutely forever, even if you had a full fire team?
Yes.
Shooting at the one thing to die. Yeah.
The reason why everyone had to have Galahorn on certain raids, Crowder.
Yeah, right? So basically, like, your normal enemies have turned into that, because they've basically they've basically nerfed all the other versions, all the other like sets of guns.
Oh, lovely!
So that you need the Joker stuff.
Oh, great! Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very fun. Let me just spend half an hour pumping pistol off.
So
shot off
if you've played the Suicide Squad and grinded so that you've got a really good Bane set or whatever, it's now null and void. There's literally no point in using that set.
I mean, that's even worse than Destiny's sunsetting weapons. At least, you can't use that gun anymore.
Yeah, I think we best move on.
Yeah, Suicide Squad Season 1 has been a complete and utter failure. I highly doubt Warner Brothers is ever going to give Rocksteady any more money to actually maintain this. They're probably going to turn around and go, nope, all the money that this game makes that's all you're getting for keeping the game in production. And it's not a lot. So don't expect any improvements, because it probably won't happen.
Yeah. The current synopsis is that people are thinking it's going to get to Season 5. That's when apparently Deathstroke is coming out. Which they're very around about next year, which is what I suggest.
Yeah, they're very ambitious. I honestly think this could go the way of Square Enix's the First Soldier.
Probably
less than a year.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It's just bad.
I would not be surprised if this game does not last the year.
Most likely, you've moving on. Most likely, you've heard about Stellar Blade.
Yes, a new action slasher.
Yeah, I played the demo. It's very, very good. It's very fun, and the main character is very pretty.
Yes, she is an attractive lady.
I know, and that's going to hurt some people's feelings for some bizarre reason.
Just like Bayonetta.
Especially if it's IGN France, apparently, because they took great exception to this. They took a lot of exception to this. They did not like the way the character is.
Before you go into the story, I would like to point out, they scanned a model. They had a model scan of an actual person for her body.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're seeing is the actual proportions of that actual person. Now, has there been some post-scanning touch-up? Yes, because light, angles, directions, and facial structures don't blend well often. There's always something to be touched up after a person is scanned in, because it gets a very uncanny valley type of thing. And it's just to basically make any not deviations, but any errors in the scanning because, you know.
Well, also, like you said, also it's kind of like it'd be very weird if the person that they scanned and they just kept it the way it was, so that person looks very human.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the world that you're playing in looks completely different.
Yes.
And that so that it takes you out of the immersion
yes,
of the person that you are.
Yeah. That's another point. Is they then do some stuff to make the person fit into the style.
Yeah. So, but as you were saying, where it's kind of real model, IGN France has decided that Eve, who is the main character, she is a doll being sexualized by someone who has never seen a woman. Now, the problem with this could almost be true, and you could be on the side of IGN France and being like, he's got him, what a smackdown. But the problem is that number one, he has a wife.
Yeah.
And number two, she's the one that designed the character.
Yeah, she's the one that designed the character and outfits and all that. Also, she's made characters in Nikkei, which is, you know, the game that is the reason why this is because that game is financing this game, which is the way it should. It is the way it should work. And I've seen some of the characters, and she likes drawing sexy ladies.
Yeah.
She's a very good artist. She is a very, very good artist.
There's nothing wrong with
that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Perfectly fine.
So, upon saying this, IGN France has, shall we say, scrambled to apologise for what they said.
Yes, because it was clearly someone talking out of their fucking arse without actually looking up anything to do with the game. And just saw the pictures of her. Yes, she is a very sexy lady. She is not the first sexy lady to be in either A, games, B, movies, C, music, or D, anything else to do with entertainment.
The weird thing is, right, no, it's not weird, I kind of saw this coming from a mile away, but the funny thing is that the criticism to it is like, oh, it's for the male gaze. Right? And okay, I can see that argument.
Yeah.
I can see it. I don't think you're right, but I can see it. But the counter to that argument is, have you seen the streamers that are playing this game?
Yes. Most of them are women.
Most of them are women. A lot of them are women.
Most of the people I've seen streaming it. Yes, there has been guys streaming it, but most of the people that have been like going on about how attractive this person is, they're mostly women. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, no, that's not the point, though.
Yeah, but it's also not the point. But I'm also saying, like, there was nothing wrong with having attractive people.
At the end, right, the thing is, this is the thing. That, right, if you look at, let's see, Fable, with that, although me and you have both come to the decision that it has to be some sort of like pre-alpha, sort of look, right? If you take that look at that character, right? And let's say, because luckily, like Fable is like you make your own character and all that sort of stuff. But let's say you had to be that character, right? You've got to look at that character.
I know.
For about it's an RPG, so let's be like generous and say 80 hours roughly to do everything in the game. 80 hours. It's probably going to be more than that. It's an RPG, but 80 hours. You've got to look at that
for 80 hours.
Right?
The other thing is...
No, but what I'm saying is it's like you don't want to look at something ugly.
No.
Right? You want to look at something that looks good.
Yes.
Right? And that goes for men as well.
Yeah. The thing is, what I'm seeing is also like people going from one extreme to the other, and it makes no sense from one extreme to the other.
Oh,
their example of, oh well, this is an ugly person. Fucking K-Son.
Oh, those ones that are like, oh, look at all the when Sweet Baby Inc. Defenders.
Yeah. Or the ones that are pointing out Ubisoft's. I think we're going to be talking about it a little bit later, but Ubisoft's Star Wars game coming out.
Yes.
They're pointing at her character and going, "Oh, she's ugly." I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Is she on? She's not ugly.
I'm not gonna lie. She does look like she's hit a few steps.
But she's the thing is, right?
She looks like she's had a few drinks.
Right.
And she's fallen down.
That's because just of Ubisoft's modelling, though. Usually.
Probably.
But the thing is, I wouldn't class her as ugly.
I wouldn't say ugly, no.
She's not ugly.
I wouldn't
like,
say ugly.
Why are you looking at, like... Why are you basically pointing at every single Western game and going, they're all ugly? And it's like, no, they're not.
Unfortunately, right, so the problem... This problem goes back to the problem with like companies like Sweet Baby Inc.
Yes. Oh, I know.
Because they're involved.
Yeah, they instantly have negative permutations. But they don't actually look.
Yeah, it's not just that, though. It's because, like, the idea is... Well, not the idea. This is what they're actually doing. Because they want... It's the DEI money.
Yes.
So they are toning down, like, beauty. And they're toning down fitness and all that sort of stuff. Only in women. See, this is where my problem comes in. Is that, like... Everybody bitches about like really sexy women.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's like, "Oh, you over-sexualize women. It's for the match of the game." And yet, you show Dante. I guarantee if they remastered, if they remade Devil May Cry 3.
Oh God, yes.
He is gonna have abs, and I guarantee nobody's gonna bat an eyelid. No one's gonna give a shit.
No.
And you're going to have people being like, "Oh my God, he looks so good." And and you're going to have the female gaze, right, on him, and no one's going to say anything.
No.
And that's where my problem comes.
Yeah,
in
it's the
because
double standard.
You're double standing, and that's why I'm like, well, hold on, right? You're saying that's stop the male gaze, but you're making these women look awful in your games, and they are. Like, no offense. But like Mary Jane's Spider-Man 2 is not the same Mary Jane in the first one. No. They're not. You can look. You can tell me till you're blue in the face. All I gotta do is put two pictures of the same character.
I can tell
right?
it's the same.
They've changed them, right?
Yeah.
But the thing with Mary Jane is Mary Jane's supposed to look like a bombshell, like a supermodel, because we only see Mary Jane through Peter Parker.
Yeah.
That's how Mary Jane is, and because in Peter Parker's eyes,
Mary Jane.
That's what Mary Jane.
Mary Jane is the most attractive woman in the world.
Exactly. So that is why Mary Jane has always looked like that.
Yeah.
Right. So when you take that away from Mary Jane, you're making, but keep Peter Parker as this sort of like looking like this fucking demigod.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, what the fuck is this?
I understand your point there.
Also, what are you teaching people?
I don't think they even care. That's the thing. It's just they just want their view of the world to be portrayed across everything, and they don't care about who they hurt or how it get. And when they get called out on it, they get really upset about it.
It's the worst part is like you're not allowed to criticize it. That's the other part.
Yeah.
Like, what I just said about Mary Jane, right? Mm. If somebody heard that was more leaning to the Sweet Baby Inc. side, I'd be getting called a sexist, even though what I've literally just said is the truth of what they're doing. They're not like toning these women down to be like, oh look, normal women exist. That's not the reason why they're doing it. They're not doing it to empower women. They're not doing it to shine a light on beauty standards in gaming. No, they're doing it because the DEA money will come along because they have a less attractive woman in a role.
Yeah,
that is it.
Yeah, it comes across, like I say, when it's like that, it does come across as very not hypocritical, superficious.
Yeah.
And
you can't like and on the other side, like the people who were complaining about Tifa's boobs.
God.
Like, what the fuck, man? Just grow up. To be fair, her boobs are still pretty big.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. I look at her and I'm going, how the fuck does she do those backflips? Like, and not hit herself in the face.
Well, it's because she wears
a sports bra.
Sports bra, yeah.
Well,
exactly.
yeah, I know, but still. I'm just like, sometimes I'm thinking that sports bra is working overtime.
Yeah.
You know? Like...
just this... Look, at the moment, the game, especially in the mainstream gaming sphere, it's got this weird dichotomy of people. It's again boils down to the fact that there are people in positions of power and decision-making positions that have no actual
I want to agree.
knowledge or indication of what their market is, and also they don't care.
I know.
I
know this.
That's the thing. They don't care about the product.
It's not that like. I mean, it does annoy me.
Well, no, yeah, no, but the thing is,
so my main problem is that this is the third time I've seen this happen.
Yes.
This is the third time. It happened in comics, it's happened in the movies, and now it's happening again in gaming. And it's just sort of like...
I think the difference
difference with gaming, though, is that, number one, it's the biggest
market in
the world. And number two, when people get home, they don't want to deal with this shit.
No. But also, the people, like the market is full of people who are part of also the comic book and the movie fan base, which means they've already been through all this shit and they don't want to deal with it again. They just don't care. It's why, but also again, all we want you to do is make a good game. It's all we want you to do. And if you give us a good game, we won't bitch about the other stuff that you decide to throw in and all that sort of stuff.
Well, I mean...
Some people will. Some people always will. No, some people always will.
I always will. I always will.
But, if you make a good game and don't fucking shove crap that doesn't belong there into people's faces, you're not going to have any problems.
I always complain about this shit.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, you're complaining about the fact that it's being shoved in for no reason and being thrown in people's faces, sort of thing.
Yeah, but all of it's mostly shoved in for no reason now. That's my problem.
Yeah.
There is literally no reason for these things to be here other than whoever's put it in is either racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic.
Yes, because they're virtual signaling. That's all they do.
And I'm just like, you know what? No, if I see it, I'm fucking calling it out.
Yeah, it's all.
I'm done.
The thing is, all of it is 99.9% time virtual signaling.
Yeah,
but
which is why
I think the thing is though is I think that you can, from the success of Helldivers and the failure of other games, and also the responses to certain things, I think it's not going to be as long as problem as it has been.
Well, have you heard what they're doing with Tomb Raider?
Yes, I know. That game is going to fail.
What are you doing? This is the other thing that I just don't understand. Why can't you just make a new IP? If this is what you want to do.
Because they don't. A new IP. Because deep down they know that they won't work.
Yeah.
But they have to piggyback it off.
Yeah, but even with an existing IP, it's not going to work, and they should know this.
I didn't say they were smart.
They've latched this idea onto Tomb Raider. They know this is not going to work because the only people who are going to be buying this game because this is the annoying thing. They've actually changed Lara Croft's design back to the old one.
Yes,
the actual Lara Croft look, not the 13-year-old teenage child-looking one, which is really weird.
The rich, entitled, I'm going to make extinct the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Lara Croft, who is an absolute. I think this is another thing they don't understand. People. This is not new. When Bayonetta was first released, the first game, there were people who was absolutely foaming at the mouth, angry about it's sexualizing women and all that sort of. Bayonetta is an attractive character, yes. But that's not what.
Now she's an icon.
Yes.
Remember that. Now she's
an icon, just like Lara Croft. But that's not what draws me to Bayonetta. It's the fact that Bayonetta is an absolute fucking badass. That takes no shit and is very much a dominant type of character. She takes no shit from fucking anyone.
Even God.
Yeah.
Like she punches God in the face.
Yeah. Bayonetta don't care.
Yeah. Like, fuck you, God.
She
2B?
Yeah.
Did the same happen with Nier Automata?
Yeah. People
complained, and I just love I will always love the director. I've just been like, I like sexy women. That's why she's like that.
The original Lara Croft is an absolute badass. Like that's the thing that draws me most. It's the actual like model per se is not their defining character trait. It's
the thing with the Lara Croft is that like I understand that like the boobs got bigger.
Yes, the boobs got bigger.
I understand that like people can be like
clearly the boobs were aimed at horny teenagers.
Yes, that's fine. But like for the stuff that she's meant to do, she's meant to be fit and quite
lean and strong and muscular and all that sort of. Well, but
it's the point of like they go like, oh, it's unrealistic. And I'm like, fuck that shit. It's supposed to be unrealistic. It's a fucking game.
It's entertainment. Entertainment is supposed to take us away from the drudgery of normal life.
Of course it's fucking not realistic.
Well, for example, fucking Tifa.
Like,
it's not realistic. I'm in a world where I can literally summon lightning. There was an animal called a chocobo.
The problem with this sort of stuff is like I think is,
and there was this magic. There was this magic energy going around called Marco.
Yeah. Yeah, but
what part did you think this was real?
It's the same with like comics. What was happening in comics? Oh, it's unrealistic and all that sort of shit. There's a guy who is called Superman, who can fly around the world. He can punch the planet if he really wants to.
The man is literally a god,
and nothing hurts him other than a green stick. That's it. And you're like, oh, her body is not realistic enough. This entire world is not realistic. Like Gotham is, at least in Batman the animated series, was like a very cyberpunky sort of gothic cyberpunky sort of style.
Yeah,
if you look at the cars and
no, actually, it was a very gothic with the airships, almost steampunk, like 1920s.
Yeah, that's what I mean, steampunk.
Like a 1920s gangster film.
That's not realistic.
Yeah, it had a guy that had to live off crystals in a cryo suit.
There's a man called Zeus who lives on a giant airship that is powered by lightning.
And believes he is actually the god of Olympus.
Like, these people just drive me insane. The people on the other side drive me insane as well.
One of Batman's villains is literally a giant clay monster that can turn himself into any person he wants.
Yeah. The Joker exists.
The Joker is a thing. It's like,
and it's just like, out of all the things to get hung up on, it's this body type that you're attacking.
This is one wild tangent we've been on.
I know. Well, technically it's not, because it's about Stellar Blade, and the whole thing about that is the body of
Eva. True.
And we're talking about body types, and like if we're going to go back to Stellar Blade, right? Number one, she's an android, so technically, like, she can look however the fuck they want.
Yeah,
right. She's not human, so saying that like, she's unrealistic. But number one, she's not human, so that throws that fucking window.
And thirdly, regarding androids, I would like to point to Ghost in the Shell and Motoko Kusanagi.
Right, they've landed on an alien planet, fighting these weird clay monster things, and your hang up is the body is not realistic enough.
Yeah.
Or it's over sexualizing. Go fuck yourself, please.
Go. Also another thing. If you look at a person like Eve, or some of the other characters, and your first reaction is that she is a over sexualized person, then that's a you problem.
Yeah.
Because I look at all those characters, and yes, some of them are in skimpy outfits, etc., etc. But I don't instantly go, "Oh, she's a sex symbol."
I just go, she's badass.
I like
Eve's a badass.
Is it the engineer lass that they've shown in the trailers?
Lily.
Yeah. I kind of like her character. She seems to be one of these perky little go-getters.
Well, to be fair, if we go with the demo, everyone's kind of depressed, so it's probably a good thing that Lily's there.
Yeah, but I've from what I've seen, I kind of like her character, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna look forward to having interactions with her. She seems to be she's gonna be fun.
It's just like
not one part of me's gone.
She's hot.
Yeah, she's hot. Yeah. It's like no. And it's just like this generally it needs to stop now. We need to stop telling people that like this is number one. You need to stop telling people that this is an over-sexualized woman or whatever or just anything. You need or if you are going to do that, you have to do it for the men. Yeah,
because a lot of Japanese games have very, very over-sexualized men in their games. Hence why a lot of Japanese games have a lot of female fans.
Yes.
Right? You have to do this fucking same. You have to call that shit out.
There is a reason why Cloud is a very pretty boy.
Yeah. Or you just have to accept that, you know, number one, art is art.
Yeah.
Like, some people are going to like it, some people are not.
Yeah, and look, we're not saying every single character has to be attractive or sexy or all that sort of stuff. We're not saying that. What we're saying is you can't just instantly turn around when a game designer or an artist decides to make a sexy character or a character of a certain attraction. You can't just turn around and instantly go, "Oh, you can't do that." That's what we're saying. We're not saying you can't make, you know, characters of different levels of X, Y, and Z, because here's the thing: beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Like, what one thing is for one person, it will be completely different for another person. And gaming is such a broad spectrum. Like, just for once, stop fucking. Just focus on doing things yourselves instead of beating down other people because they're doing something you don't like. I'm just sick and tired of this whole attitude of I don't like this, so I'm going to make other people not like this because and it's like, no, just stop it. It's all you're doing is making the world a shittier, less likable place. Stop it. It's
just a lot of these people, I can guarantee them, a lot of them don't even play games.
Probably don't, no.
And you're just like, oh, please, just grow up. Half the time, I wanted to go on Twitter and just yell at everybody, please grow up. Just please. Because this is not the world.
No.
This bubble that all you people are in on Twitter, where you get to say whatever you want and there's no repercussions. Because there's a lot of crap that gets said on Twitter and nothing gets done.
Yeah.
Right? And this is to everybody. Right? The only reason why you're saying this, and you will not say it out in public, is because you know if you said it in public, people would argue with you and say that you're wrong into your face.
Yeah.
And you can't, there's not a screen to protect you. It's like there's the journalist who defended, journalist in a very big quotation marks, who basically defended Sweet Baby Inc. She's doing hit pieces on people now.
Oh, great.
And that's not journalism.
No, that's
that's just you being a dick.
Yeah.
And that's what you are. If that's what you do, you're just a dick. Grow the fuck up.
Yeah, there's no need. I'm just tired of the vitriol. It's like, there's no need to be this vitriolic about things.
I think the problem is, and I think a lot of this has come from Twitter. Lot of this has come from Twitter, is that it's the idea of there's them and there's us. And there's no in between.
There's no middle ground.
There's no middle ground.
Which is like, for fuck's sake.
Because luckily the people who are in the middle ground are not on Twitter. We're like, no, fuck that shit.
I mean, I'm on. Well, I'm not really on Twitter per se, but anyway, I think the thing is also for the people in the middle, especially if they have some sort of like presence, even if it is just following people on Twitter, because of the level of vitriol from either side, the people in the middle just don't bother raising their head above the parapet because because it's not worth the hassle.
Exactly,
it's not worth the shit you get. It's just like and I'm like, I wish people would stop treating Twitter as their own little like bubble of like I'm in a little sort of MySpace and I can say whatever I want in this and because you're not doing that. That's not what Twitter is. Twitter is you with a megaphone in Times Square. Your following, the only difference is how big your following is. Will determine how big your megaphone is. That's it. There will be still people that will not like the shit you say.
Yeah.
I'm just like it's so like.
I've gotten to the point of just being like, this is stupid.
It is. It's not worth. It is not worth the effort trying to. The best thing you can do to this sort of thing is just basically ignore it because
it's well that but like,
one
part of me is just like I was saying before with the whole like comics web, like out of everything they get hung up on.
Yeah.
You're hung up on a body type.
Yeah.
Of everything to get annoyed at, like the fact that like sometimes, at least in the demo, the block didn't really work that well.
Yeah.
But again, that's something that's gameplay wise. You know, there are some things that you can get annoyed at the way the game plays. Like it's very Souls like.
Yeah.
Right. The way the game plays. So like, if you don't like Souls games, you're probably not going to like this.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's something to get hung up on. The enemies, me personally, nah, there wasn't really any. I mean, the big boss that you fight at the beginning that kills you, that was pretty cool looking, but everything else they kind of just look like blood clots.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I think the thing is, you got to remember though, it is a demo.
It is a demo, and it was the beginning of the game.
Beginning of the game, so.
But no, what I'm saying is like that. There is some things that you can get griped over, like the enemies don't look that good.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, at the beginning of the game, the enemies aren't really that good looking.
No,
you know.
I mean, there was a very, very.
And I'm somebody who likes like when it comes to the enemies.
There was a slight eldritch horror type.
What I'm on about is like when I like what I like with enemies is like I kind of like a bit more gory.
Yeah. Sort
of looking enemies, especially when it comes to like monsters.
For example, necromorphs.
Necromorphs. Yeah,
necromorphs
exactly.
Horrifying.
I like that stuff. That's the kind of I like that stuff. A lot of the Bloodborne enemies.
Yeah.
I
Eldritch
love
horror.
Eldritch horror, and so I can see Stellar Blade going that way later on. But like at the beginning of the game, nothing really stood out to me as like, oh, that's cool looking.
I think with the Bloodborne comparison, you're pretty much playing like the very beginning of the game where everyone's just still like human.
Yeah, but the difference is because the aesthetic with the game of Bloodborne, and everyone, being very Victorian.
Yeah, everyone fits.
Everyone sort of fits, and also like let's be honest, Victorian type. They knew how to dress. Those guys had drip.
Yes.
Right. But this, like I said, they just kind of look like blood clots with legs.
Yeah, I suppose. I think the thing is, because obviously some of the trailers have had later on gameplay. Yeah. There does seem to be a little bit of enemy variation, so it might get better as you go along.
But my point is like that's something that you can get a little bit.
There are things you can actually critique.
But like critiquing a fucking body type is a little bit ridiculous.
Yes.
Right. And not critiquing. You can critique the body type.
Yes.
What I'm saying is like getting this angry over it.
Oh god.
Is ridiculous.
Yeah. It makes it's.
And it's just as to put it on to anybody who is on that side of whether it is just as ridiculous as somebody yelling about pronouns.
Yes.
It is. It's literally just as ridiculous.
Yes.
It's so stupid.
I mean, let's all be honest. IG is it not IG? Was it IGN? No. They had to apologise, didn't they?
IGN, yeah.
IGN had to apologise.
Well, yeah, because they attacked the director.
Yeah.
In an article.
And
then put it out there and to saying that he was.
I know, but what I'm saying is, like, if they really believed they were in the right, they wouldn't have apologised.
Yeah.
They were in the wrong.
I mean,
regardless of what anyone thinks about, like, the character models, etc., in the game, regardless of all that, what was said in that article was wrong. It was a personal.
It was a hit piece.
It was a personal attack on a person that was unjustified. And because of that, they had to apologise because they knew they were wrong.
To which the person who wrote the article then went on a internet mental breakdown, which you can read on Twitter apparently, to which he said things like, "This game will literally kill women."
See, that person is a person that shouldn't really be in anything.
This is my point. This is ridiculous. This is where we're getting to now.
Yeah. And to anyone who, that person should then be fired from...
I think he was. I think he was fired.
Right. And two, for anyone who tries to defend him, like, oh, it's just freedom of speech. No. Stop it. When you work for a company and then you publicly say something, that, no matter how you twist it and turn it, will reflect on said company. Because they employ you. Yeah. Therefore, they condone everything you say and do. And when you do bullshit like that, it is basically that you are basically saying the company that pays my wages agrees with me. Mm-hmm. Because they've hired me, and therefore they therefore are.
Well, I mean, it's okay because luckily it's IGN, so this tracks because they hired a plagiarist.
Yes.
That's okay.
It's like the whole thing.
I actually remember reading the article, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking, you know what, this is a good thing this is IGN who's printed this. Because, like, if this was any other company, I'd be like, wow, this is really bad. Yeah. But IGN's printed it. So I was literally like, yeah, this tracks. This tracks.
I mean, it's bad.
It's still bad, but I'm not surprised IGN has done this.
We're not surprised. Yeah. To go from a blast from the past. Do you remember the Guild Wars 2 moderator who got fired?
Yes,
because she had a massive rant in public. Well, not on Twitter to a person that was just basically having a genuine complaint. It wasn't even a complaint. It was basically just a genuine question. Yeah, about like the production side and all that sort of stuff. It was a genuine, like, honest, like, I'm just curious, dude. And she had a massive rant at that person, and then she got fired, and then were people defending her, and I'm like, I understand, like, it seems to be a bit harsh to fire her, but we don't know the entire intricacies. She could have a reputation in that company of being an absolute pain in the ass, and
she could be on a first strike.
Yeah, she could have had multiple interactions of a similar type with fellow co-workers. We don't know. We don't know the details. She could have been pulled into an office and been, look, we understand why you've had a bad day. You've gone off on the deep end. You were pissed off about X, Y, and Z, and this person just unfortunately came around at the wrong time and said the wrong question, and you decided to unload the entire broadside of a battleship into them. Could you, can you take a step back and, just apologise, because it was clearly an overreaction. And she refuses, and therefore she gave her employers no other choice but to fire her. I mean, we don't know the details, and so you can't just blindly go with, well, it's a freedom of speech, she's allowed to do that.
Yeah, also, you kind of can't, like, even if she was, like, the perfect employee. Yeah. Like, if that employee then berates a customer. Yeah. In public, because it was a public forum, which she did it on, right? You can't keep them. Like, you have to fight. You can't keep them. Yeah. Because, like, not
if they refuse, not if they don't apologise.
Well, no, even then,
like I say, even then, like,
you can't keep the person that, like, berates your customers. You can't do that. You cannot keep them on.
It's the same sort of thing. Do you know, like, so every now and then you see, like, on YouTube and on the news, like so-and-so goes off on flight attendant for X, Y, and Z, and then you find out, like, 2 weeks later they get fired. It's because of this. It's like, even when you're not working, your actions will have a reflection on the company that hires you, because they hire you. They put money and value.
You reflect their values, basically. That's what a lot of companies will say. I mean, it's bollocks, but
I mean, to be honest, the company's values may not actually be, held by the actual board of directors, but the workforce are expected to uphold those values.
Yes,
even when they're not.
But anyway,
we're digressing massively.
Again,
my point being is, like, can people stop pretending fucking Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and all that is this sort of special club that's just for you and your like-minded friends? It's not. It's like I say, it's you with a megaphone in Times Square. People who you don't want to hear this stuff will hear it. Can you just start thinking, like, stop treating this as like a massive, I can say whatever the fuck I want and I will have no repercussions whatsoever over it. Because I'm sick and tired of it now.
Well, yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's all stupid. Right, moving on
from that massive tangent.
We shall go to Dead Space 2 remake. It's been shelved for Battlefield.
Rumoured. It's been rumoured to be shelved for Battlefield. The thing is, right.
It's been leaked by a guy who, number one, his track record's pretty good.
Okay,
when it comes to this stuff. Jeff Grubb. He's come out and he's basically said Dead Space 2 remake was cancelled, so the team that at EA Motive can work on Battlefield.
Which one? Because if it's Battlefield 2042,
it'll be the new one. It'll be the new Battlefield. But like, I'm just like, you're one of your best franchise. Not for money, but literally your best franchise.
Dead Space, the remake of Dead Space 1, is critically, overwhelmingly, and across the board acclaimed as a great remake.
Well, just a great game. Everybody loves it.
And even like I say, even a great game.
It sold over 2 million copies?
Yeah, something like that.
Which is good for a horror game.
It's a horror... See, the thing is like, EA did it again with Dead Space. They expected the first iteration of Dead Space to be this multi-fucking media franchise, multi-billion-dollar making thing, and it's like, it's a fucking horror game, dude.
And literally at this point, I'm literally now like, does FIFA not make enough money for you? Is that what the problem is?
No.
Is FIFA is the Ultimate Team not making money?
No, it doesn't, because do you know what? It doesn't make all the money. That's the thing. That's, again,
which at this point, I'm just like, your board is literally robots. What exactly are you doing with this money? You don't need it. You don't need to buy food. You don't need to go to the toilet or anything like that. You are all robots. We all know this because Android comes down every now and then, spouts some weird crap that somebody programmed into him, and then buggers off again. Like, no. This needs to stop, EA. Right? We all know you are all robots. This is why
it's again the whole thing of like the people in charge of the likes of Activision Blizzard now, Microsoft, Sony as well, EA, Take-Two, etc., just name AAA game industry company, put them there.
They've all done it.
Because the vast majority of people in the higher ups, in the higher echelons of these companies are multi-millionaires and billionaires, etc. They have no they have no inkling of the actual worth of money. They think money is an infinite resource for everyone, and therefore they think they can just make like all the money all the time, and they get very disappointed when they can't make all the money all the time. And so no matter how much money anything makes, it's never enough for them. They are literally addicted to money. It is. It's a fucking addiction. Tell me anything. Tell me something that isn't constantly what the AAA game industry does when they keep going on about like, oh, we've not made enough money this year.
You know what I think it is?
It's a fucking addiction to them.
It is an addiction, but I also think, right, you know how like Ubisoft made bank with what was his name? Far Cry 3 villain. You know that scene that every fucking motherfucker quotes.
You know the definition of being
that fucking. You know what I hate that. He's the worst villain I've ever heard of now. Because everybody just goes on about it, and I'm just like, please stop. Just please fucking stop. He was a good villain, yes. He wasn't the best that I've ever seen in my life. But anyway,
he also wasn't the final boss.
No, he wasn't. But anyway,
spoilers.
But anyway, right? I think every AAA gaming industry, they're literally trying to become him. Just this weird, unhinged thing that lives on an island with a gang for some reason. I
think it's drugs.
Drugs, yeah. Right, and they're all like, you know what, he was really cool. Let's all be him. And then everybody will think we're cool. The problem is that game came out like 20 years ago, and that's not cool anymore.
No, no, it is literally because I think they are so disattached from reality. They are literally disattached. How the hell can you not look at what the numbers that the Dead Space remake did and not think it's a successful game? How can you look at that?
Oh yeah, because they said it was didn't meet expectations.
This is Resident Evil 7 all over again. Yeah. What the fucking hell? It's a horror game, you fucking retards. I'm sorry, that's an insult to the term retard. You fucking ingrades.
No, they're robots. This is literally
the thing is, I could be saying this about any of the AAA game industry.
See, this is why Capcom. See, Capcom had the Yakuza fight, but it was like it was the normal people ripping their shirts off and showing dragon tattoos on their back versus robots, right? And luckily the humans came out on top this time. Right? That's why Capcom, although they are a little bit weird, and they do stuff like Dragon's Dogma 2.
Dragon's Dogma 2 and some other things.
But like that's why like since 6 actually, they've just gone up.
Yeah,
they've just been releasing banger after banger, and even their like mid-table games are all pretty good, right? EA are just robots. They do the same thing over and over and over again, and it's not that they're insane because they do keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. No, they are literally robots, and are only programmed to do one thing.
They can only do this thing.
Yeah, they
don't know how to do anything different.
Yeah,
but like, I'm just like, I'm sorry, but like,
that's why a house shows up in the middle of an NFL field.
Like, you have a successful, critically acclaimed launch of a remake of a beloved franchise.
It does really well.
It does really well. Everyone's singing its praises. Everyone's literally going, I can't wait for this. People are literally saying,
I want a Dead Space 2.
Redo Dead Space 2, please. Please redo Dead Space 2. Please do it. And and EA's apparent rumoured response is, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to force these people to work on.
It didn't make as much as we wanted it to, so we're gonna have them work on the new Battlefield game.
What do you think your Battlefield game did? Because I guarantee you it didn't do as well as fucking Dead Space 2.
Well, I hope DICE aren't making the new fucking Battlefield.
DICE will be making the new Battlefield.
Well, yeah, they'll be named.
They'll be the lead developers. That's simple. Like, the problem is that the people behind the Dead Space 2 remake are going to suffer for what a lot of developers suffered under Activision Blizzard. You've made a good game. Congratulations. You're now in the Call of Duty mines. Except now it's the Battlefield mines, which is probably even worse because
Battlefield sucks.
DICE clearly have no idea how their games are popular.
Well, the people who run DICE now do not know how to make a Battlefield game.
No.
And 2042?
2042
2042 is the prime example of that.
And
whose idea was it to make a giant fucking map of a desert?
The thing is, though, it can work. The problem is that who decided that a Battlefield game should have heroes, should follow the hero shooter trend, and we're going to be really serious about battle, except for our characters that we want you to buy, who are all jokers and have Marvel humor.
Yeah. No,
because it works in Fortnite.
Even just the map. Just the maps of Battlefield 2042. Just the maps. Whose idea was it to have one of the maps literally buildings on one side, buildings on the other, and then a giant open space between the two of them? Whose brain dead idea was that? Oh, you'll tell you what, this is what we're going to do. We're just going to have a giant open space in between two buildings.
Whose brilliant idea was it to basically enable all vehicles to be landed on a single
anywhere?
Yeah.
Whose idea was this?
Whose idea was it to launch without a fucking scoreboard?
We know whose idea that was. Epic. That was Epic. Epic did that.
It was a fun, Battlefield 2042 is a fundamental unknowing of what makes your series
good.
Your series.
Yeah.
What makes it stand out? What makes it unique? What makes other players want to play it?
Mm.
They saw the meme. The people who were tasked with the people of DICE who were tasked with making Battlefield 2042 saw the meme of the guy with the rocket launcher and the jet.
Yeah. And
they went, that's what they want. Not realizing that, no. That's what makes Battlefield ridiculous and fun at times. But that's not what drives us to play Battlefield. It's because it's not dumbed down stupid crap like Call of Duty can be at times.
Mm.
It's a lot more nuanced. It encourages team play a lot more. It's
more creative.
It's more creative. It gives
you generally have to with Battlefield. You
can't just run down a corridor.
The difference between COD and Battlefield is COD is very arcadey shooty, so it's literally just point a gun at something and shoot something.
It's reaction shooting.
Reactions. Battlefield, on the other hand,
you have to actually place yourself. You have to plan where you're going to be.
You have to think about what you're going to do because the maps are that big that you got to a point and then you would look at with us with the village.
Yeah.
Point B. And it was just me and you and
a tank.
And a tank showed up. So we had to think strategically and be right, I'm going to be on this side, you be on that side, and then we take turns shooting it. Because that was the only way we were going to win.
Yeah.
And you have to think like that. But yeah. Oh. It's just...
We want to be Fortnite.
Yeah.
No.
We want to be at the same level of Fortnite. You're not going to be at the same level as Fortnite. Because Fortnite exists.
Fortnite works because Fortnite from the very beginning, even before it was a battle royale, was a game that did not take itself 100% seriously and was never going to.
Well, no, the thing is, companies come along and be like, oh, we want to be the Fortnite killer, right? Okay, you're not going to, but okay, because the thing is now that Fortnite is now a staple because it's been there for so long, that it's not gonna go away.
Well, the thing is also is the reason why this stuff works in Fortnite is because, like I say, Fortnite doesn't scream, "Oh, we're this super serious, realistic shooter, Call of Duty," and then shove in stuff that makes no fucking sense if you are a realistic, serious shooter, Call of Duty. Yes. Clearly, the Battlefield is full of Nicki Minaj
and Snoop Dogg now.
And Snoop Dogg. Yes.
Snoop Dogg. Lilith from Diablo 4 just shows up every now and then.
Yeah, clearly. That's every Battlefield. That's every Battlefield in the world, not Battlefield the game.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the skins, but sometimes I'm just you keep shouting out that you're supposed to be like really, really fucking serious.
Yeah, you're trying to. You
And
keep
then you've
saying
got a
that
guy
you're
running
serious,
around with a rat
that you're a
mask on.
serious like shooter, and then you have Space Marines.
But yeah,
Very poor renditions of Space Marines.
Sorry about the tangent again. Back to Dead Space. EA has come out and said that rumor is not true. But unfortunately, that is literally all they've said. They said it's not true. They didn't say they were making Dead Space 2 remake. They just said it's not true.
No, it could be they've not moved them onto the battlefield.
Yeah, they just haven't moved them onto the battlefield yet.
Yeah. It could be that. I hope that they give them the green light to
be
make
honest, yeah,
Dead Space 2.
I want them to. Like, I really want them to.
They've done such a good job with the first Dead Space. I honestly do think they should be given the go-ahead, the trust to do Dead Space 2 as well. And if that does gangbusters, what I would do is basically go, hey guys, do you want to reboot Dead Space 3?
Want to remake Dead Space 3?
You want to remake it, but sort of do what people want with the Alien franchise. Like Dead Space 1 and 2 is pretty, same sort of story beats, but Dead Space 3, nah, that didn't happen. This is a brand new Dead Space 3. What do you mean there was a previous Dead Space 3? Nah.
Also,
what, Snow Planet? No, don't.
No. Give us the Snow Planet. I like the Snow Planet.
No. Wait, was on a Snow Planet? No, I don't. No, we're going on a Snow Planet. This is the first time it's happened. Don't know what you're talking about.
What I would like them to do, if they did get that far, number one, I don't think they're going to.
No.
Number two, what I would really like them to do is remake 3, but I want them to keep the co-op. I just want, because I still
they were cool.
There are tons of games out there now, like Outlast Trials does it, Lethal Company does it really well, but that shows that you can do co-op horror.
Yes.
Right, you can do it. It's not hard. The argument of when you're not alone, it's no longer scary is now no. I have watched Outlast Trials. Fuck that shit.
Content warning.
I haven't seen that yet, so I don't know anything about
it's good.
Right?
It's good. It is. It can be. It can be really terrifying as well.
It's doable.
Hilarious at times, but it can also be very terrifying.
There is no reason why I think this is why I'm like, I want Resident Evil 5. If they do remake Resident Evil 5, I want them to get the co-op.
Yeah.
Because Resident Evil 5's thing was the co-op.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, yeah, it was also the really big start of we're basically following Michael Bay now, but you can take that out, but leave the co-op in.
Yeah. Like, you've already done the changes to Resident Evil 4. Still kept the campiness that made it so popular, but made it fit in the other, like in Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes. So I think Capcom can do it.
There's no reason why you can't make a co-op Dead Space game.
There's
in my eyes,
the thing is also is like Dead Space 3, when it did the whole thing of like one character was seeing shit and the other character wasn't, was really cool. It was a really cool, like, oh yeah, like, you're going insane. You're going insane. This shit ain't actually here. You're not seeing this. You are, but it's not real.
But yeah.
Although, please, can you change the boss fight for the second character, because I hated it. I really did. I absolutely hated it. I just didn't know. Fuck off.
Alright, so yeah, by the looks of things, we're not going to get a Dead Space 2 remake.
No, which is a shame.
EA haven't really said what is untrue.
True. That is the flip side to that is that
there's still hope.
There's still hope, and also we didn't even have a clue that they were remaking Dead Space 1 until they showed us that trailer.
That's true.
So it's not.
Well, I had an inkling because I did keep. I found out that, because there was I remember there being rumours, but only rumours and only small ones, and nobody was confirming anything, and nobody was thinking. So there were small rumours that there was a Dead Space remake coming. Just it was very hard to confirm because everybody was keeping stuff. And then that trailer hit, and like my heart just like grew in 3 sizes, and I was just like, "This is the happiest day of my life."
So, but I would just put the caveat out, like, EA at the moment are undergoing a pretty massive structural change.
Yeah.
Because they're basically splitting their sports stuff from their other non-sports stuff. Now, yes, the CEOs are coming out with the usual bullshit of like, we're going to minimize and focus on the things that really work, like live services, even though all the evidence points the other way, because we are fucking idiots and don't deserve to be in the positions we're in, nor the money we're making.
But no, they're not idiots. They're robots. They are literally robots.
No, they can be they can be a robot and an idiot.
That's true.
Futurama proved it.
Yes, that's true. Yes, that is true.
Even though all the evidence points to the other, we think we know better because we have no actual inclination of the market we're in.
So, shall we move on to another company that's also really, really stupid?
Yes.
Ubisoft!
Yeah, why, of course.
So, it's just Star Wars Outlaws is coming, and I'm not going to lie to you, I saw the trailer for it, the new one, and I was like, you know what? I'm not the biggest fan of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I'm a massive fan of Star Wars, and this is about like the Empire and the background dealing sort of stuff. And you think, and this is the thing, like, I don't know how weird I am, but I'm never like the Jedi Sith stuff. Has never really interested me.
I think the Jedi Sith stuff is, although like I know there's like a big fan base for that.
Yeah.
But I think
that's perfectly fine.
I think the Jedi Sith stuff, I think a lot of like more casual fans. Like I think you'll find a lot of the people who go really, really deep into the lore, they either really, really, really like the Jedi Sith stuff, or they're not really asked about that, and they prefer like you.
Rebellion.
They actually prefer the war between the rebellion
and the Empire. The inner workings.
I think a lot of them. I think it's
Prince Isa.
I think it's just two different sides.
The Hutt cartels and the bounty hunters.
Because like for me, like I like high fantasy stuff. Yeah. So the idea of Sith and Jedi works for me.
Have you heard about the whole blooming bullshit grey Jedi fucking?
No, because I have not.
Basically, there were people who claim, well, there must be grey Jedi because there are some who will be doing Sith stuff, but they're not really evil. It's like, no.
We're not making Jedis into fucking anti-heroes. All right, no.
Right. There are the Jedi, there are the Sith, and there are the fallen Jedi. Key is fallen. They are no longer good people because they've broken their vows.
Isn't it? This is Ahsoka.
It's not just Ahsoka. It's a whole bunch of other
stuff. Which,
by
the way, like Ahsoka is one of the most annoying characters that I've ever seen in my life. As much as I like her, I do actually like Ahsoka. Like, good God, that woman is annoying. Like, fucking hell. Like, Jesus. So you're now the moral compass of the entire galaxy, are you, Ahsoka? How about this? Go fuck yourself. Alright? There's a war going on right now. Do you mind if I, like, deal with that first before you come along and start telling me that I'm bad because I'm a guy? Please? For, like, 2 seconds?
Like, yeah, it's stupid. It really is, because the whole point of the Jedi and the Sith is like the Jedi are like working with the Force and the Sith are using the Force. Yeah. And it's and there is no real middle ground in that.
Yeah, it's like two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, it's two sides of the same coin.
That's what they're supposed to represent.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's no like grey Jedi. That doesn't exist. There are those that have fallen from the Order. And that's it. Ahsoka is one of them. She abandoned the Order because the Order abandoned her.
Yeah.
She's not a Sith, and yet she's a Force user. That's all she is now. She's not a moral compass. She's not a white knight. She she is a person who still uses her... In all intents and purposes, she is still a Jedi because of how she uses her stuff. She's still a Jedi, but she just doesn't have the moniker of a Jedi. She doesn't use Sith powers. She doesn't use her emotions. She doesn't, go into rages or anything. She's still a Jedi. It's just annoying me. But anyway, in regards to back to Ubisoft Star Wars game, Outlaws, you would think that I would be all down for this because it is again the inner workings of how the Empire does things and all that sort of shit. But I keep coming, I don't. It just doesn't. It feels like a Ubisoft game, which means it's a massive collectathon.
Yeah, that. And it's Disney.
Yeah.
It's Disney Star Wars. I look at this and I instantly go, this has Disney Star Wars writing all over this.
Yes, it does have.
Which means everyone's going to be a moron.
Yeah.
Luckily, the main character's a woman, so therefore she's going to be the most amazing, brilliant person in the world, and able to do things that no person should be able to do, but she can do it. But that's fine. Hey, look, we have Gary Stews, you can have Mary Sue's. That's not the problem. The problem is that the minute you make your main character super awesome and amazing and can do everything, there is nothing to get attached to for the main character, and then you've got to be that main character for the next
8 hours.
8 hours, and then you're like, well, this is fucking boring.
Yeah, the thing is also is there seem to be in the trailers I've seen the Marvel, hey, aren't I quirky humor?
Yeah,
and I'm like,
well, that's because that's the Disney humor. Have you not noticed how the Mandalorian's been going?
Yes,
with its of hi, I'm super quirky and really cool and I'm a nerd just like you.
Apparently, if you really want to see a Star Wars series that is actually not actually good, and Andor is actually really good, even though it's about a character that we don't care from Rogue One, even though it's actually really well done.
It probably is. A part of me is like, yeah, okay, I'll watch it, and then I go, but I didn't like him in the movie. I thought he fucking sucked.
Anyway, back to Outlaws. I'm getting the same sort of vibes from it as Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. In the case of Cal, you really should stop using your powers, buddy. There was a guy openly fighting the Empire. I understand I understand his drive and his reasoning but there has to be a third game now, right? There has to be, and Cal has to die at the end because it's the only way to explain how he's doing all this shit, helping everyone run away from the Empire and all that sort of stuff, and yet not be in the original trilogy. There is a Dark Lord of the Sith called Darth Vader who is literally chasing him, who will probably be literally chasing him now, because 1, we met him at the end of the first game.
Yeah.
2, he shows up at the fucking thing in the second one and kills Ciri. Which is an awesome fight, and is she gets a badass moment, and I'm kind of happy for that. But it ends as you expect. Vader comes out on top.
Vader wins because
he's Darth Vader. You're not beating him. There's only one person that defeats Darth Vader, and that's Luke Skywalker.
This is one of the things that I'm a little bit worried about with
Outlaws.
With Vader. Right? This is the thing. I get a feeling, right? Outlaws gives me the feeling that we are going to see a character that's from the movies.
Yeah.
Right? I've got a feeling it's going to be Darth Vader because they've been throwing Darth Vader
into everything.
Now, and as much as I love Darth Vader,
yeah.
I mean he's no Maul, but Darth Vader. Darth Vader is when you watch the original movies, right?
And Rogue One,
right? But just the original movies, right? Let's say A New Hope. Let's say you watch A New Hope, right? the very second he walks into the room,
Yeah.
you know he is not the guy to mess with.
Yeah.
Like, you know that, like, you say boo to him, good, that's it, good night.
Yeah.
You're done. Right? You instantly know that from everything. From the guy, from his presence, the way he walks, the way he talks. Everything gives off that vibe, right?
Yeah.
And what we also know about Vader is before everything that happened in the original trilogy, Vader went on basically the Jedi hunts where he murdered everyone. He murdered everyone that he could find.
Yeah.
Nobody survived.
Anyone that he found wound up dead.
Yeah. Right? And now we are getting loads of different material.
Where Vader shows
Where
up.
Vader showed up and he somehow loses.
Yeah, he doesn't.
This is why, like in Rebels,
yeah,
I don't like the writing out of the corner to keep Ahsoka alive. Because in my opinion, Ahsoka should have died. Because with Rebels and the Clone Wars, when Anakin turns into Darth Vader, Ahsoka's pretty much the last thing left of Anakin.
Yeah.
So Vader killing Ahsoka means that's it. Anakin's gone.
Yeah.
That is the end of it. Because Padme's dead. Obi-Wan's gone into. He doesn't know about Obi-Wan. He thinks Obi-Wan's dead, or at least he's going to hide.
No. He knows Obi-Wan is alive. He just doesn't know where Obi-Wan is.
Yeah, but he knows Obi-Wan's in hiding. He thinks Yoda's dead. He knows most of the Jedi Council are dead. He's now hunting Jedis.
The remaining survivors.
And he's killing them just like that. He's just wiping them off the planet. Right?
Yeah.
And now, it's just like, he's like Darby from My Hero Academia. He looks cool. He talks cool. But he never gets the job done. And I'm just like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Like in Obi-Wan, the TV show.
Yeah.
Why in God's name did you have the lass be able to stand up to him?
Oh no, yeah, it should have been just
like everyone in the Empire is shit fucking scared of Darth Vader. There is only one person in the entirety of the Empire who talks to Vader in any sort of way, and that is the Emperor. Yeah. Everybody else looks at Darth Vader and goes, "Yes, sir. 3 bags more, sir." Yeah. And you have this woman just like, and it's not because it's not, the problem isn't that she's a woman. If it had been a man, it still would have been the same problem.
Yeah.
Like, you have this person who is supposed to be also a part of the Empire, who knows about Darth Vader, like, and she just stands up to him like he's nothing.
I know.
It's just like,
the thing is like that's done poorly in Fallen Order. It's actually done really well with the second sister, where she literally hears him coming out and she's like, "Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah,
I'm dead. I'm done." Like, you can see and feel the fear in her. It's like, "Oh, I'm
fucked.
I'm done." Like, that whole scene of Vader showing up is done perfectly because, like, one, Carl doesn't know who the fuck he is and goes, "Is this bad?" And Siri, who doesn't know really who he is but like knows of Vader and goes, "Yeah, this is bad. We're fucked." And the second sister's like, "I'm dead."
It's like
because she's, you know, when someone is really afraid and they're like breathing really hard, she does that, and then the only word she gets out is "Avenge us." That's it, because she knows she's dead. She knows, like, I've failed him, and I know what happens
when you fail Lord Vader. You die. But it's like Rebels did a really good job with Darth Vader up until the Ahsoka fight.
Yeah.
Because when Vader first shows up, the other Jedi, who is now blind, so he's basically using the Force to see. Vader shows up and is nowhere near. You do not see Vader at all. He just gets a feeling and he's like, "We have to go. This is really bad.
We need to get out now."
And when he says that, that's when you see Vader's feet, and then the camera just pans up while the guy's talking, and he's like, "Yeah, it's really bad. We need to go."
I think, isn't the Ahsoka thing that Deus Ex?
Yeah, it's to do with time travel.
Yeah,
it's like this is why I don't like it.
Yeah,
they basically wrote themselves out of a corner, because basically what they did in Rebels is they really bigged up Vader the way you're supposed to, because he's the big bad, and
they didn't want to kill Ahsoka
but they didn't want to kill Ahsoka off, so they did a time travel thing. They did a Marvel time travel.
It didn't really, I mean, it could be worse.
And I'm just like,
it could be worse. It could be worse. It could be a DC.
Oh, it never happened.
It never happened. It
But
just
the
got
thing
magically off
Yeah,
screen.
But the thing is, it's just sort of like, you know what? Just kill her.
Do it. Yeah.
Do it. You need to make Vader this because
You
of the
should
way
have-
Vader is in the original trilogy.
Either A, you should have killed her, or B, have something happen where they don't actually fight.
Yeah, because Rogue One does it perfectly. Rogue One does Vader absolutely perfect. He's in the movie for about 15 minutes and he steals the entire fucking movie.
He is absolutely you can tell how terrified the head guy from the Empire is of Vader, even though he's like trying to get Vader's favor in order to keep his place.
Yeah.
He's absolutely terrified of him. And then Vader just shows up and like you can this is Darth fucking Vader.
Like every one of those rebels on that ship we're dead.
We're dead.
We just need to get this thing off.
We're all dead.
We need to get it off planet. We're gonna close every fucking door. We're gonna we're gonna throw everything at Vader.
Look,
give that guy who's got the chip or whatever enough time to get it off planet. That is literally what we're doing.
We are giving everyone enough. We're going to give that one guy enough time to open the door to the airlock by a fraction of a fucking centimeter, just big enough to put the data disk through, and then launch the fucking Tatooine 4.
Yeah.
That's all we've got. We don't have enough time. We are not even slowing him fucking down.
And so, like, I'm generally
to
worried.
put it in 40k terms, it's literally throwing a bunch of guardsmen against Angron.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're dying, but they are there to die, to occupy Angron.
To slow him down. That's literally it. To slow him down by like 0.3 of a second.
Yeah.
But like my worry for Outlaws, to get back to the game, because I know we went on another tangent. My worry for Outlaws is that like I really do not want them to throw in like Boba Fett. I know Disney have already ruined the Boba Fett, and generally as much as like I was really hyped for the Book of Boba Fett, but that was mainly because the Mandalorian was really good. Yeah. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to give Book of Boba, and then I watched it and I went, that's not Boba Fett. Boba Fett would never do that. What are you on about? That is not Boba Fett. Boba Fett would kill everybody in the room because that's what Boba Fett does. Well, actually, no. He would wait. He'd find out if he's getting paid to kill everybody in the room first. Then he'd kill everybody in the room. But
you see, now you just should do what I do.
Books. I know.
The books are my canon.
The thing is that like there aren't enough books in Star Wars for me because
you just have the Bounty Hunter Wars.
I like the Bounty Hunter Wars, and I like some of the Jedi and some of the Sith. I prefer the Sith just because the Sith stuff with them all being shrouded in mystery and they're just a little bit more appealing.
Yeah.
Also, they wear black and they have red lightsabers. I mean, fuck it. And all of them, all the really cool ones anyway, they all wear masks.
Yeah.
Apart from Maul. Maul's literally just the only cool one who doesn't wear a mask. I mean, he doesn't have to.
That's very true. Palpatine is not cool.
Palpatine is not cool. He just fires lightning from his hands.
Because you have Darth Bane, you have Darth Plagueis.
Yeah, you've got the dude from KOTOR.
Yeah. That
is on the marketing for KOTOR.
Yeah.
Him. Yes, he's fucking badass.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know. Whereas the Jedi they kind of just look like they all went to China.
Back to Ubisoft.
Back to Ubisoft. Yeah, basically, they've announced the pricing, and that it's going to have battle passes, and it's going to have.
It's supposed to be a single player game, you fucking idiots.
Star Wars Outlaws is going to have a $110 edition and an $130 edition. To which the entire internet turned around and went, "Really? Again? Why?
What is wrong with you?" I'm just literally like, why? Why? Just do you not understand? Can you not make? No, well, Ubisoft are one of these. Literally, just like Yves Guillemot, you're a fucking idiot.
I generally want to be wrong about this game. I really do. I want this game to be a good Star Wars game.
It should. The thing is, like I said, it should really tick all the boxes for me because even though I've played both Jedi Survivor and, like I say, I'm never really that fussed about the Sith Jedi thing. It's background stuff for me.
Aye.
My whole interest was like the whole rebellion versus the Empire, and the clone in the Clone Wars it was the CIS versus the Republic, because it was like, well, this leads into the birth of the Empire, so of course I'm going to be interested in it because that leads into the rebellion to restore the Republic, which is its actual full title of the rebellion. See, I am a fucking Star Wars geek.
And like, I don't know, like this. You know, this actually feels like. Do you remember when Origins was announced? Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yes.
And I looked at you because I remember I'm pretty sure it was either E3 or it was the Game Awards. It was one or the other.
Yeah.
Right? I remember looking at you and going,
"That's not an Assassin's Creed game."
No, well that, and then going, "That looks boring as fuck."
Yeah. I think it's because it's Ubisoft.
Yeah, they haven't had a good track record.
Yeah, Ubisoft's not really been doing well. Like, yeah, Mirage was back to its roots with Assassin's Creed, which
but we know that's a one-off. We know that they're not.
But like, Valhalla has not been great. I still don't understand why it took them like months to introduce a short sword into the game, and I'm like, we're talking about Anglo-Saxon Britain
and Vikings.
Yes, Vikings had axes and other stuff and other weapons. Yes, I totally understand that, but you know what the vast majority of them were giving? They were given vast majority of warriors and fighters in Anglo-Saxon and Viking armies. Do you know what they were given mostly? Yes, the Vikings did have mostly axes. But you know what the Saxons had mostly?
Short swords.
Short swords! Because they were the simplest and easiest fucking weapon that they could mass fucking produce.
I don't know. The game just it's just meh. You know?
Yeah,
it's just meh. I think it's two things coming together to be one. One is it's Ubisoft.
Yeah,
and so we're it's going to be
baggage that comes with that,
and the baggage. So it's going to be a collectathon. We all know this. Let's call it a spade a spade. It's going to be a collectathon. That's what all Ubisoft games are. Eventually, once you get through the very convoluted story that's going to be in there, it just becomes a collectathon of like collect that feather, right?
1,000 feathers.
1,000 feathers. Right. So that's what it's going to be. And then I think the other part is Star Wars hasn't been doing great.
No.
Either. Like, the trailer for The Acolyte came out recently, and that looks meh. That looks like, why? Like, rumours of new movies are coming, and there's no hype behind them. Like, nobody's like, oh my god, there's a new Star Wars movie coming. Everything about Star Wars at the moment is just...
I think the whole problem with Star Wars at the moment is they've kind of ruined the momentum they had with Mandalorian. They've the series that they don't put any effort into in regards to promoting turns out to be their better stuff. Like Rogue One did get pushed, but not on the same scale as Solo or Rise of Skywalker. And the Rise of Skywalker has done so much damage to
actually, you know what? I would argue, even though that they could have salvaged it, I would argue that it's The Last Jedi that is. The Last
Jedi did do a lot of damage. I totally understand that, and because it was the whole thing of like, just forget everything you know about Star Wars, it's dead, sort of thing.
Yeah.
The whole message of that. I understand that, but like you say, there was still something that could be made from it. And the thing with the Rise of Skywalker is it just took everything that was left and shat on it from a great height.
Yeah.
And it's just like and so like Last Jedi did damage, but it was still recoverable. The Rise of Skywalker has just basically, for the people who actually grew up loving Star Wars, for everything that Star Wars was, has actually ruined everything, because it's like, well, there's no point to this now. There's no like there's no threads for it to even expand on to go through, or like, because they literally killed everyone off. They turned the characters that had interest into them into two-dimensional, just there as scenery. Finn and Poe Dameron. You know, they turned the only Hispanic character in the cast, and they go, yeah, he's a spice smuggler.
Yeah, he deals drugs.
To anyone who doesn't understand Star Wars lore, spice in Star Wars is drugs.
I just think,
and so like, I have no faith in Ubisoft. That will, and this, the stuff that's now come out, like, oh, there's going to be a battle pass. Why is there a battle pass in what should be a single player game? There's going to be a battle pass. Oh, so this is going to be a single player live service. Is that what you're telling me, Ubisoft? Are you fucking stupid? And of course, we know there's going to be the time saver fucking microtransactions that Ubisoft love, which is bullshit. Because that basically means our game is grindy,
and this is why
our game is grindy as hell, and it's not enjoyable.
And like I said before, the other thing is like this game, like, even you said it, like, you look at it and you go, it's not for me.
Yeah. It's like,
there is nothing in that Star Wars game. Okay, I'll lie. There's Jabba the Hutt, but I'm not paying $110 for
Jabba the Hutt. Oh, it's like,
this is why I'm like, because Jabba the Hutt's in there. Like, I'm like, they're not going to put Boba Fett in this game. They're not going to put Boba Fett.
You
in this
know
game
they're putting Boba Fett
with the Disney writing. They're not.
Boba Fett is in Jedi Survivor. I mean, it's basically a cameo. It's just,
yeah, but Jedi Survivor actually has a decent story.
Yeah.
This just sounds ridiculous. Not ridiculous. It just sounds boring.
Yeah, it's.
And also, we've seen how characters talk. We've seen how the characters talk in this game.
Yes.
It's like everybody has turned into a quirky 13-year-old.
Everyone is Tony Stark.
Everyone's Tony Stark.
I'm like, I hate it.
What are you doing?
Tony Stark is, like I say, is the worst character in Marvel. Everything wrong with Marvel is down to Tony Stark. It's his fault.
Yeah. You know what? The thing is, like, I generally like the movie Tony Stark, mainly because I like Robert Downey Jr.
Yes.
And they got the perfect person to play Tony Stark.
Oh yeah, he's an arrogant asshole.
He is perfect to play Tony Stark. And I do like it. But at the same time, I'm like, why is everybody talking like him? It's why I like the Captain America movies. Yeah. Because Chris Evans plays Steve Rogers. As Steve Rogers. Like, yeah. I think, yeah. And when I look at Captain America and the way he portrays him, it's like, yeah, that's Captain America.
Yeah, he's a Boy Scout.
He's perfect. He's great.
He's a Boy Scout. He's a 1920s raised kid that's been told to look after, to respect his elders and
actually, you know what? It's not even that. It's not even that they talk like Tony Stark. They all talk like Spider-Man.
Oh God! But no. The problem with that is
not Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, but again, Spider-Man's actually witty.
Yeah, but the thing is, right? So it works for Spider-Man. There's a reason why Peter Parker doesn't talk like that when he's Peter Parker.
That is very true,
right?
Yes.
Because, well, in the situations Peter Parker gets into, it would be very weird if he talked like that.
Yeah.
Hence why everyone talking like this is weird and annoying.
Yes.
And you're like, why are you talking like that?
Yes.
Nobody talks like that.
No one talks like that.
Nobody talks like that. Actually, speaking of Disney, right, did you know that the Marvels came out?
Yes.
I did not. I didn't even know it was out.
I also know it didn't do well.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
It's been out for so long, Michael, Mr. Maxwell, that it's now on Disney Plus.
It's on Disney Plus. Holy crap! I didn't even know. They fucking snuck that one in. But
anyway, back to Ubisoft. I like I say, I would be usually excited about a Star Wars game because I was even excited for Battlefront 2, the DICE one.
Yeah.
Because
well, to be fair, like after Battlefront 2, other than the remakes, the Star Wars games have got a good track record.
Yeah, that is actually very true.
You know, Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order, they're pretty good, and they at least give you so at least the games for Star Wars are doing pretty decent, and they're not being all stupid.
Yeah.
So at least you've got that. But like I said, this one it's got the tracking of Ubisoft and Disney put into one.
Yeah.
And I do not think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's got Disney writing all over it. I can see it.
I think it's the thing is also, if it was a decent game, I could put up with the Disney stuff. But I don't trust Ubisoft to be. I don't trust.
But the thing is, we know it's going to be a Ubisoft game.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
I mean, the thing, right? So the thing is like I don't know exactly how to put it, but it's like it. Even if it felt like a Ubisoft game, if it was done right, I would probably still enjoy it because it's Star Wars, and it's not the Jedi Sith Star Wars. Even though I've enjoyed Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor, like I keep saying, my main jam is the Rebellion versus Empire. It's why the best book series, in my opinion, is the X-Wing series. I love my hero from Star Wars is not Luke Skywalker, it's not Han Solo, it is Wedge Antilles, because he's the only person that's gone up against 2 fucking Death Stars and come out of it alive. Because he is that damn good. And Poe Dameron, you can't anything that. until you've done that. Until you've done that, no one can call you the best pilot in the galaxy, because Wedge fucking Antilles is. Anyway. So like I said, this should be right up my alley, but there's just something about it.
The thing that annoys me here is you know that game that EA had that they were doing, that it was set in Star Wars, but it was going to be like a Blade Runner mystery game.
Level 39 or something like that, wasn't it? It was based on Coruscant.
Yeah, you were going to be like a detective on Coruscant.
It was going to be set in the Undercity of which, by the way, is one of the most interesting places that is
never gets
shown off, because the only times I've ever seen it is in the books, in the extended universe, because it's basically where, when the Empire took over, it's where they shoved all the non-human species. And it's run by gangs, and it's the thing I can compare it to is a less terrible version of the Hive City gangs in Warhammer 40k. It's like that, just not as terrible.
Yeah. But I was thinking, you know what? When I heard about the Ubisoft doing part of me should have realised instantly that no, this was never going to be the case. They're not going to be that smart. Why didn't they do? Because I thought, the Undercity is perfect for an open world game.
Yes. Oh yeah, true. But
because you think about it, Coruscant is a planet-sized city.
Yeah.
Right. So you can make a giant ass map.
I think it's part of it is probably Ubisoft trying to get away from just the open world thing per se.
Then why have they done this? Because this looks like an open world fucking club.
I know. Don't.
We're going to be on Tatooine.
No, it's going to be on multiple planets. That's what I think.
God, so it's going to be fucking Starfield. And you know what? I can say that with confidence.
Yes. I want to be wrong. This is the thing.
So do I. I want to
be wrong. I want this
to be good.
I want this to be a very exciting.
Because Star Wars fans, with the way Disney have been running things, you deserve something.
You know,
for sticking around.
We deserve part of the franchise to be actually good.
Yeah.
But like I say, I just don't have any confidence in Ubisoft being actually jumping away from their comfort zone sort of thing. Of just
so good.
Yeah.
Especially considering
but also they were making a Star Wars game that wasn't a Star Wars game in Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yes.
And I'm like, I've got a nasty suspicion that a lot of the stuff that they worked on for Beyond Good and Evil 2 is going to end up in this. And it just feels wrong. Do you know what I mean? It feels like very shitty to the Beyond Good and Evil fan base, who have been strung along by Ubisoft for so long. I mean, I could be wrong. There could be absolutely no overlap between the two. It just feels very weird that Beyond Good and Evil 2, the last time we saw anything about that was a very Star Wars, i.e. prequel trilogy aesthetic type game set in deep space high fantasy. And the next thing and then that goes radio silent with no news of it all and anything. Like, even when you feel like, yeah, surely they're going to tell us something about it. Nothing comes. And then all of a sudden they go, we're making a Star Wars game.
Yeah, that's true.
And
at the same time, the director of...
And I think that's the other thing. I just can't shake that feeling of like, I think you've killed Beyond Good and Evil 2 for this. This better be one of the greatest Star Wars games ever made. And I doubt it's going to be.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, it's
very sad.
It is sad.
Anyway.
And like I say, I want to be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. And I don't think anyone that's actually working on the actual game, like the mechanics and the environment, etc., I don't think anyone involved in that side wants to make a bad game. I think they're going to try their best to make the best game they possibly can with the remit that they have.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a Redfall.
No, I don't think we're going to have that. My concern is like the management, the decision makers at Ubisoft do not fill me with confidence that they can actually, run a team to make a good game.
Yeah. Although, I'll give you this. Mirage is very good.
Yeah. And especially when they've come out with the game's going to have a battle pass and microtransactions for what should be a single player game.
Yeah.
Makes me very suspicious that it's going to be another failure of a live service.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Just make a game. All we want is you to make good games. That's what it's not.
Come on, this is the company that keeps teasing fucking Sam Fisher. Like every fucking year, they're like, "Oh, there's Sam Fisher. He's in a mobile game. Sam Fisher. He's a skin for Rainbow Six.
He's a character in Rainbow Six.
New Sam Fisher. He's a wallpaper for your phone now." This is the same company that constantly does this.
Splinter Cell fans, I don't understand what you've done to deserve
what you did, whatever you've done to Ubisoft. I don't know. You must have stabbed him in the back in the worst possible time. I don't know. Maybe their wife was having the baby and you took the baby and kicked it out of the window or something like that. But you've done something to Ubisoft that make them hate you so much.
I know
that they will tease you.
No, I'm sorry. I refuse to believe that the fan base for Splinter Cell has done anything as heinous that justifies the fucking bullshit that they've had to deal with. Nothing! There's no way they've done anything on the scale that justifies Ubisoft's treatment of them. There's no way. They've got to the point where they're not even asking for a new game. They're just like, could you just remake some of them, please?
Just re-release them.
Re-release them.
So I can play them with nicer graphics.
Yeah, can you do that? Please?
Anything?
No group of fans has ever done anything that heinous to justify the way that Ubisoft are treating them. There's no way in hell. I refuse to believe. There's not a chance.
You like Sam Fisher, do you? Oh, he's coming back. New Splinter Cell game? No. There's going to be a special DLC mission in Ghost Recon.
Oh God, I remember that.
I remember that. I remember the whole buzz around that one Ubisoft thing, and they were like, "Yes, Sam Fisher's back in a DLC mission. It's got one mission." Only Ubisoft, man. Only Ubisoft. They just can't read the room. That's the thing. They cannot read the room.
No.
It is literally like Ubisoft are forever that company that are literally like, don't you guys have mobile phones? You are not reading the room correctly, my friend.
Reading the room? I don't think they read the entire building.
It's just,
Jesus, it's just
it's so daft.
all like it's, and again, it's another one of these like last time we were speaking. Like, it's such an easy W. How can you fuck this up? A Splinter Cell is like the easiest W you could get, Ubisoft.
I mean, literally at this point,
you need one.
At this point, you could literally just release half a game and they'll be happy. Literally at this point, that would just like, you could give them anything. Just put Splinter Cell on it and they'll be like, put Splinter Cell and Sam Fisher at the forefront of it and they will eat it up. You don't have to do much other than that. But no, you can't even do that, right? Sometimes, you know what, Ubisoft are the company that are like, part of me is like, I really wish you would die. But then sometimes I'm like, I really don't want you to die because some of the shit that you do is just fucking stupid and funny.
Hilariously
and I love
stupid.
And not stupid in the sense of Phil Spencer, our games suck stupid. Stupid is the thing that, like, who thought this was a good idea?
Yes, the entire Splinter Cell community, yes, that's still one that exists, has been
clamouring for something new for years.
They want a new Splinter Cell game. They've and you know, you now have the Metal Gear fan base who know they're never getting another Metal Gear game.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, there's potentially Splinter Cell, maybe. If there's a new Splinter Cell.
I mean, there was that, and then Kojima announced that he's going to be working on a new stealth game with Sony for PlayStation. So then they just went, well, that'll probably come out before our new Splinter Cell game comes out. So we're fine.
We're fine. I mean, granted, we don't know how long we're going to have to wait, but
well, that's what I'm saying.
It's not going to be as long as it's Splinter Cell.
We all know that's coming out before our new Splinter Cell game.
Yeah.
Like there needs to be, I don't know, like a digital art book cover for
Splinter Cell. The Splinter Cell fan base, the Time Splitters fan base, and what's the other one? You know when we said what was worse, being a Time Splitters fan or Battlefield, the Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront fandoms. They are always cursed.
Yes, you are,
for different reasons.
And please never change, because it's funny. It's generally funny watching this stuff.
I mean, it's not funny for us blooming Time Splitters fans or the Star
Wars. No. As much as I am in the Time Splitters fan base, it's still fucking funny. I still find it funny because it's just like, oh my god, we're getting one. And the studio's closed down. Nope, no, we're not.
Yep. Battlefront fan.
I would rather, to be honest with you, if I would rather be a Time Splitters fan or a Battlefront fan, right?
Then it's
dealing with the fact that we're probably never going to get a new battle. Then having Splinters be a Splinter Cell fan and deal with the fact that Ubisoft every goddamn year come out and be like, oh, you like Splinter Cell, do you? Oh my god, are they going to announce it? Are they finally going to? I know at this point a lot of them are going to be like, you're not going to announce it. Just tell us what it is.
Tell us what mobile gacha game you're throwing Sam Fisher into this time.
I would rather. I do not want to be part of that because that would just annoy me. I'd get to the point of being like, don't do that. Stop doing that. Stop doing it. There's literally nothing left you can do with Sam Fisher. Oh wait, there's XD Fighting coming out. There you go. That he's going to be in that game that's not out yet, and keeps getting delayed. Oh. Well,
Ubisoft
it works perfect.
Ubisoft, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you, but just stop.
Please, just make a Splinter Cell game. Just give them the one thing that they want. Stop putting Sam Fisher into everything. I'm generally waiting for them to go, we've got a big announcement for Splinter Cell, and then just to come out and be like, there's a Splinter Cell mug. There's your
No, do you know what it'll be? We're getting an Amazon. We're getting a Netflix series.
Yeah.
And you know it's going to be shit.
It's going to be shit because they're not going to spend any money on it.
It's going to be terrible. Oh.
I think we'll end it there. It's been a long one today.
Yeah, we've had a massive tangent.
We've had quite a few, but it's fine. That's okay.
Yeah.
But anyway,
anything that we didn't cover, we'll probably cover next week.
Probably.
But next week we'll be covering the
BAFTA Game Awards because they're tonight.
They're tonight. To date this chat. And even though people don't go on about it like the Game Awards, we think that it should be. Because,
which is why we do it every year.
Yeah. So we'll be going through the winners. And
I'll be talking.
Congratulations, Baldur's Gate 3
for winning most of the awards. But yeah,
it's literally the Lord of the Rings, Return of the King for.
Well, yeah, but like what was
games.
it? 2 years ago, it was basically Elden Ring won every award.
Yes, that is
so you know it's not
the first time.
It's not the first time.
I'm just saying, like, you know, this is. I know we joke.
This is the year of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
this is the year of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
let's be honest. And to be fair, as much as like Baldur's Gate isn't 100% my cup of tea, it is probably the best game that has come out for a long time.
Well, since Elden Ring.
Yeah, it deserves all the awards that it's got.
Yeah,
so
it's an amazing game.
I can't complain. But yeah, I do hope you've enjoyed this chat, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Bye now.
Cheers, girls.